Subai, you are literally my god. Subai flinches, spins around and raises his hands to block while looking totally confused. Jia Gang. What is the emergency? Jia Gang dives for Subai's legs, clinging to him while he just stands there frozen. Subai breaks a sweat and backs up. Jia Gang, chill out. Just tell me what happened. Do not freak out so much. Jia Gang looks up with glowing eyes and laughs. Subai, I finally awakened my hidden ability. I am a proud and powerful beast tamer. Now just like you. Subai blinks and gives him a flat, deadpan response. Ignoring the cold shoulder, Jia Gang proudly shoves a basic leatherback turtle right into Subai's shocked face. Subai, look at this. Subai breaks out in a cold sweat, his mouth twitching at the turtle blinking its eyes. Right, why are you raising a turtle too? Jia Gang crouches down rambling while petting his new pet. My old man went nuts when he heard I was a tamer. He insisted on dropping a ton of cash to hire professionals to catch me a bronze beast. Subai is just totally lost now. He points at the basic turtle. What is the future for a regular bronze beast? Jia Gang stands tall and drops his new philosophy. I do not care if you want a pet, it has to be a turtle. A tamer without a turtle is not a real pro. He winks. Am I right? Subai? Totally right. Subai is totally speechless, his face darkening as he wipes sweat from his forehead. He forces a smile and tries to explain the situation very nicely. Jia Gang, look, not every turtle is, but before he can finish, a bright blue system screen pops up. A bright blue system screen suddenly drops right in front of his eyes with some shocking news. Congrats. You have unlocked a new talent, Supreme Power. You can use Divine Beast blood to help people who admire you and have a strong desire to awaken as a beast tamer to finally unlock their powers. This also grants their pets a powerful Divine Beast bloodline. It turns them into legendary descendants of gods. Subai reads the info in shock. Supreme Power. What kind of crazy ability is this anyway? The system displays more detailed info. Han Jia Gang has awakened as a beast tamer through the essence blood of the Earth Mystic Turtle. His pet can now unlock up to 10% of the Mystic Turtle's bloodline. You have total control over his power and life. Subai gulps. I can turn people into beast tamers, and their pets get divine blood. That is absolutely insane. So are Little Boss and Little Bai about to get some disciples and followers? Jia Gang waves a hand in front of Subai. Subai, what is wrong? You look even more hyped than I am. Subai snaps out of it and grabs him. It is nothing at all, Jia Gang. Actually, you are totally right. A real tamer needs a turtle. If you do not have one, you are doing it wrong. Let me see yours. A few days later, the scene shifts to the main gates of Zhangzhou University. The place is completely jammed with a massive crowd of students registering. The energy is electric. Hey, you here for the Beast Tamer program too? Duh. Obviously, Zhangzhou University is now ranked as the top school in the entire country for beast tamers. Another guy pushes in. I am signing up too. I want Subai to be my master. Facing a wild mob of teens, the admissions lady threw her hands up. Listen up, everyone. Just stay calm and chill. If you picked Zhangzhou Martial Arts University for your training, we obviously welcome you with open arms. All right, let's see those battle pets. The second she said it, a jacked dude grinned and dumped his entire backpack onto the table. Come on out, my beast. A slippery shell-covered turtle slid out and landed on the desk with a heavy thud. Before the teacher could even blink, the crowd erupted in cheers and laughter. Yo, is your battle pet a turtle too? The guy puffed out his chest. Duh. If you're coming to Zhangzhou, you gotta have a turtle, right? The scene left the instructor totally speechless. Every student there, from the jacked gym rats to the super hot girls, was clutching a colorful turtle of some variety. She sighed to herself. Is this an admissions event or some kind of weird turtle convention? Feeling helpless in this ridiculous situation, the teacher pointed right at the guy who was built like a tank. Hu Guang? Are you seriously a beast tamer? Hu Guang lifted his shiny, smooth turtle and gave a goofy smile. Of course I am, ma'am. This is my pet, the teacher snapped back, but your mental energy is literally zero. You are clearly a martial artist with tons of physical energy. And isn't that turtle just some wild snapper you grabbed at a fish market? Without letting him argue, she whipped around and pointed at another student. And you over there! You have lightning powers, don't you? Even after getting exposed, the mob didn't back down. Some guy holding a rock turtle started screaming at her. I don't care. I am a beast tamer and I'm joining the taming department. I want to be in the same class as Subai. Another guy slammed his hand on the table. So what if I have lightning powers? Who made the rule that we can't be beast tamers too? I am raising a lightning turtle right now. You got a problem with that? The delusional guy kept yelling. Maybe if I stay in the taming department long enough, I can actually create a legendary lightning king turtle. The teacher screamed out in total frustration. This is all absolute nonsense. Right at that moment, Subai strolled onto the campus with his backpack. He stared blankly at the noisy crowd. Wait, what? Why is the school suddenly filled with turtles? The shouting was absolutely deafening. I just want to be a beast tamer. I want into the taming department too. A curvy girl holding a long-necked turtle suddenly turned around, her eyes widening in total shock. To Bach. That scream was like a drop of water hitting a pan of boiling oil. Hundreds of eyes instantly locked onto the stunned teenager. Look at To Bach. That's the real To Bach right there in the flesh. To Bach froze, breaking into a cold sweat as he backed away. Everything went chaotic. The crowd charged like zombies, screaming like crazy. To Bach, I am your biggest fan. You have to help me stay. Not being your classmate would be my biggest regret for the rest of my life. To Bach, look at me. I've got real potential as a beast tamer. I've been raising turtles since I was a little kid. I am really good at this. Hey, don't pull my shirt. To Bach, watching your matches finally gave my life a real purpose. I might not be a tamer yet, but I know I'll awaken my powers soon. To Bach got shoved around and then bolted for his life, feeling completely miserable. Where did all these people even come from? Oh my God. With no other choice, To Bach sprinted at full speed toward the admin building, leaving a massive cloud of dust behind him while screaming out in total desperation. Principal, please save me. While Zhangzhou University was in total chaos. Because of those crazy fans, the atmosphere at the frontline military meeting was incredibly thick with tension. An officer holding some documents read the report clearly to everyone at the long table. According to the intel, the Myriad clans have already detected our recent movements. They have mobilized 13 different races, including the ghost cats, six-eared demonic wolves, and earth-drilling bears near the base. The full situation is still quite unclear. General Han sat at the head of the table. He stood up in his majestic fur cloak and leaned forward to give his orders. The Myriad clans are making bigger moves. Whatever they are planning, we have to strike first. I've already issued the orders. 3 warriors from this year's 100 Schools tournament will be sent to the Clearwater Marsh for a scouting mission. Hearing this, a junior officer slammed his hand on the table in shock. What Clearwater Marsh? That's a forbidden zone. Besides, you're actually planning to send students from the tournament. They haven't even graduated yet. Isn't that move way too dangerous for them? A one-eyed officer turned to look at the commander. Master Ni Qing, should we really reconsider this plan? General Han turned his back and stared out the window. His voice was ice-cold and firm. They are warriors of our race. Sooner or later, these kids must face the Myriad clans on the battlefield. I believe they can finish this. He continued radiating an overwhelming, powerful aura. Also, as long as I'm holding the defensive line here, the king-level enemies from the Myriad clans won't dare to move. That fact makes this scouting mission absolutely vital for our survival. Now go carry out the order. The officer obeyed. Yes, sir. Back in the principal's office at Zhangzhou Academy, the door slams open. Toby skids across the rug, gasping for air and looking like he's about to burst into tears. Principal, we are totally done for. This school is basically turning into a giant turtle farm for losers. The principal was sitting there with guests, looking dead serious. Toby, he said, you're just in time. That's when Toby noticed the strangers in the room. The principal cleared his throat. Toby, meet Chow Man, head of the Chow family. He is here today in person to talk about taking back his family's legendary weapons from your hands. The middle-aged man took a sip of tea, acting all high and mighty, while glancing at the row of thugs in suits. The principal added, everyone else here is a special guest of the powerful Cow family. Toby stood tall, crossed his arms, and let out a sarcastic laugh. Oh, so they want those twin swords back, do they? Didn't the head of Mado Academy say those were a personal gift just for me? Not letting Toby brag, 3 guys in suits jumped up from the sofa, pointing fingers and shouting, this is outrageous! Those 2 legendary weapons belong to our family. One of them barked out a threat at the top of his lungs. Listen, kid, if we didn't respect Elder Zhao, you think we'd be sitting here wasting time talking to you? Despite their aggressive attitude, Toby stayed totally chill, hands behind his back and a smirk on his face. Oh, so you claim you brought goodwill to buy back these weapons, but this is how you act. He glanced around thinking these guys had some nerve coming to Zhangzhou Academy just to bang on tables and shout. Suddenly, a loud bang shattered the noise. The principal slammed his massive hand onto the desk, his voice dropping into a low, powerful growl that silenced the room. The big guy slowly stood up from his chair. His overwhelming aura flared out, making the Cow family members look like tiny ants. This is Zhangzhou Academy, not Motto. Whether Toby sells or not, and for what price is entirely up to him. He turned to his star student and gave a nod of encouragement. Toby, don't sweat it. Just say exactly what's on your mind. With the principal backing him, Toby plopped down on the sofa with total confidence. Cowman, the family leader, had been quietly sipping tea this whole time. He finally spoke up. Toby, name your price. Toby crossed his legs and replied casually, you know, I've actually started getting used to these blades. Seeing the negotiation was stalling out. An elegant, beautiful woman from the Cow family changed tactics using a soft, persuasive voice to win him over. Look, young man, we're all going to face the monster tribes on the battlefield soon. Boosting your own power is the smartest move. She spread her arms, her eyes full of hidden meaning. Instead of holding on to 2 pieces of useless scrap metal, wouldn't it be better to trade them for some high-level cultivation resources? What do you say? At the mention of resources, Toby's eyes lit up. He stood up and rubbed his chin, acting like he was deep in thought. You make a solid point. He dragged out the words, waiting for everyone to lean in. Then, with a grin as sharp as a razor blade, he dropped the final price tag. 10 billion. The men in suits nearly had heart attacks, screaming like they were being stabbed. Say what? 10 billion. The whole cow family lost it. You're insane. We could forge a brand new set of divine weapons for way less than that outrageous amount. Toby didn't even flinch. He slowly pulled off his combat gloves and answered coolly, "You guys are wrong. These two weapons might not do much for someone like me." He pointed directly at their faces and delivered the killing blow. But in Cao Zixuan's hands, they are literally his life. Are you really trying to say that his life isn't worth $10 billion? And how long will it take to forge new ones before he has to hit the battlefield? His logic made the woman's face twist with pure rage as she trembled. This is straight-up robbery. The bodyguards turned to the principal, looking like they were about to cry. You see the merchant brain on this kid? He's so young yet already this cunning and ruthless. The principal just coughed and looked away, pretending he didn't hear a thing. Fed up with the arguing, Cowman let out a long sigh. He held up one finger and ground his teeth. Fine. 10 billion it is. Deal. The second he heard that Toby's attitude flipped 180 degrees. He rubbed his hands together, smiling bright and acting all respectful. Oh, some tea. Now that's what I call a real family leader. Cowman stood up and straightened his suit vest. He said coldly, "The money hits your account today. I expect you to return those legendary weapons to my family the moment you get paid." Toby walked them out, waving enthusiastically. "Don't worry, it's cash for goods. I would never dream of scamming you. I swear on my honor, take it easy on the way home, old cow. Stay safe." As the door closed, To Bach dropped the act, his grin fading into stone-cold focus. He looked at the principal. "Sir, the cow family is getting desperate for that weapon. Does this mean the front lines are falling apart?" The principal nodded slowly. "Kid, you're sharp." His expression grew incredibly grim. He paced toward his desk. "The military just dropped the hammer official draft orders. Every elite student and teacher hits the 1,000-race front within 3 days. I'm heading out too." He turned back to To Bach. "Plus, High Command has a special op just for you and Than Thu." To Bach blinked. "Wait, another secret mission?" The principal balled his fists, eyes lit with a hunger for war. "Listen to Bach. This is humanity's first real counterstrike against the 1,000 races in over a century. Forget titles. We aren't teachers or students anymore. We're soldiers now. We complete the mission or die trying. You get that?" To Bach snapped to attention. "Crystal clear." Meanwhile, at Capital Martial Arts Stadium, the gray-haired principal gripped the draft papers, his voice booming over the speakers. "Capital Martial Arts is home to Long Nation's greatest geniuses. When the world ends, we lead the charge." Down on the turf, 10,000 students in black uniforms stood in perfect rows, their voices rising as one. For the glory of Long Nation, for the eternal honor of the Yan Huang people, scene cuts to Demon City Academy. The new principal stepped up to the podium, looking ready for blood. "When war knocks, Demon City answers first. We gave our lives to this country. We don't plan on coming home." A literal ocean of people punched the sky under the blazing hot sun. "Let our names be etched in glory. Humanity stands undefeated in every battle to come." 3 days later at the Great Wall Fortress, the sky is ash and the clouds feel heavy with death. A commander's voice pierced through the air. "Hurry up. The massive war begins tomorrow. You need to double-check every single magic cannon at least 10 more times. Do not let even one of them slip by." The soldiers are already bolting down the giant reinforced steel battlements, making sure the power cores were ready. "We cannot afford a single mistake now. Keep your eyes peeled for any enemy movement and don't let their scouts get within 50 miles of the wall. If anyone gets close, they're dead meat. Spot 'em, kill 'em." Up on the ramparts, To Bach and the principal stared out at the wasteland. A teammate nudged To Bach, pointing with a shaky hand. "Hey, principal, check out those elite schools. Every single one of them is rocking shiny, high-tech body armor, while our Jiangzhou team is stuck out here wearing nothing but our school gym uniforms. How are we supposed to survive in these?" He practically begged. "Seriously, why can't we buy gear? Jiangzhou is loaded now. We can totally afford a few hundred sets of armor." The principal stroked his mustache, letting out a heavy, tired sigh. "In peace, sure, money buys weapons, but this is war, boys. Cash is trash now. You want armor? Go kill something. We trade enemy heads for gear. That is the only way to survive, kids." He looked down, laughing at the irony. Too bad Jiangzhou hasn't actually won anything yet. Just as the reality of their situation sank in, a piercing siren tore through the silence. Red lights bled across the watchtower. "Enemy incoming, all units to battle stations. Great Wall forces move out to meet them." An officer sprinted toward the Jiangzhou group, waving his arms and barking. "No time for talk. Listen up, everyone. Teachers and students from all martial arts schools, pay attention. The enemy just launched a massive surprise offensive. You're on wall defense. Do not leave the fortress to fight. Not one step." "Wait for orders," the group roared back. "Got it. Total chaos, but perfectly drilled." Shoutouts from the principals echoed. "They're hitting us hard. All Demon City fighters get moving. To the walls, defend the line. Everyone from Capital University, follow me." The Zhangzhou principal erupted in a golden aura, sprinting like a madman to the front. "Everyone follow me." While scrambling up the steep steel stairs, one sweaty student gasped, "Principal, I'm seriously freaking out here." The principal panted, looking back to calm him down. "Relax, kid. We're just holding the wall. Everything's going to be just fine." But the moment To Bach and the principal hit the top of the wall and looked down, they froze. Total stone-cold shock. To Bach's pupils shrank as his friend started babbling incoherently, this absolute nightmare unfolding right in front of them. Left every single person on that wall totally speechless. Below them, a literal ocean of monsters stretched to the horizon, their savage roars tearing through everyone's eardrums. One student gripped the ledge with white knuckles, his legs shaking like he was standing on a paint mixer. Good Lord, what is that? It is terrifying. Tens of thousands of monsters in every freaky shape imaginable are rushing forward like a massive bloody tidal wave. Lon swallowed hard, his throat totally dry. "Man, there are so many. Can we even kill that many?" To Bach broke out in the cold sweat, muttering, "Tens of thousands of monsters? This place is basically just a giant meat grinder now." As the rookies started losing it, the principal clapped his hands hard to snap everyone back to reality. "Stay calm, people. The main force taking on the many tribes right now is the regular army. Our job is strictly to cooperate and support the defense. Just take it slow and get used to being on a real battlefield." To Bach's eyes got a mischievous glint. He nudged the principal and whispered, "Sir, that order said humans aren't allowed to attack, right? Does that apply to our pets too? I mean, can the battle pets go out and fight?" The principal jumped, staring at his sneaky student. "To Bach, this is a war zone. Do not mess around." To Bach rubbed his chin and smirked. "With tens of thousands of monsters out there, if I pass up this golden chance to farm some serious XP, I will never forgive myself." Boom, boom, boom. Deafening explosions ripped through the air, cutting right through To Bach's thoughts. Dozens of tree-sized beams of emerald light shot straight from the wall and slammed into the sea of beasts. The principal yelled over the wind, "Those are mana cannons." Their power was absolutely devastating. Each beam left a massive crater in the dirt, vaporizing hundreds of monsters instantly. To Bach let out a low whistle of pure admiration. "Man, the power of those mana cannons is just insane." Up on the command tower, the officer barked through his binoculars, "Reload! Get ready for the next volley!" But the monsters didn't even flinch. They trampled over their own dead, rushing ahead like moths to a flame. The principal pointed, screaming, "They're here! Everyone battle stations now!" Just then, the commander's voice crackled over the radio. "Platinum rank warriors, you are cleared to engage." Figures glowing with colorful energy leaped from the wall, diving straight into the thick of it. They hovered in midair like literal gods. Boom, boom, massive energy blasts erupted one after another, and a blinding, searing light filled the entire horizon. Moments later, the gold rank warriors joined the fray. "Defend the wall at all costs." Down on the ground, the real carnage started. Thousands of soldiers charged with a roar answered by the beasts' savage howls. It was a total bloodbath. Brave soldiers tore through demon wolves and smashed the skulls of giant bears, while the air turned thick with the smell of iron. High above, mages unleashed their spells, raining down lightning bolts and massive fireballs on the enemy. Blood-splattered weapons clashed with a deafening ring, and the sound of screaming and roaring filled the air. Shirtless warriors chopped spiked wolves in half with their axes, while dragons swooped down, breathing fire to incinerate the entire defensive line. Watching their people fall from the wall, To Bach and the other students gripped their weapons, their knuckles white and veins popping. His friend screamed, "Principal, let us in! We want to fight alongside the garrison!" Other students started shouting too, wanting a piece of the action. A piece of, "Yes, sir, just watching his torture. Let us go down there." The principal's eyes snapped as he roared, "Knock it off. This is a war, not some game. You're here to support the defense, and that's final." Seeing their faces, he softened his voice. "The army gave this order specifically to keep you kids safe. Throwing you into that meat grinder right now would be a complete and total waste of your lives. Wait until you are real soldiers. You will have plenty of chances to fight then." Below, the battle still raged like a blood-soaked hell as lightning charred the monsters. But then a weird silence suddenly fell over the mana cannons. They just stopped firing. A mage with a red staff looked up at the watchtower confused. "What's the deal? Why'd they stop?" It was chaos in the tower. The commander screamed at the comms guy, "Why are we still firing out there? That energy doesn't look right. Who is firing that thing anyway?" The soldier stammered while pointing. Over there, sir." When everyone looked to where he was pointing, they saw something absolutely ridiculous. A giant turtle was sprawled across the cannon platform, mouth wide open. A ball of blue electricity was crackling inside its mouth. Behind it, To Bach was cheering at the top of his lungs. "Haha, little tyrant, keep it up, that's it." The principal clutched his chest, struggling to breathe from the shock. "Oh my God, To Bach, you little brat!" His friend's jaw hit the floor. Wait, is this even legal for a tamer? To Bach did not give a damn, just kept playing navigator for his turtle. "That is it, little tyrant, lock onto those bronze rank beasts and let them have it." Boom, A neon green beam shot right out of the turtle's mouth, obliterating a pack of screaming six-armed monsters down on the ground. After the shot, To Bach rapped on the shell and groaned. "Little tyrant, are you stupid? Can you not see those ones are silver rank beasts? One shot will not put them down. We will not get any credit for that. Stick to the bronze level ones for now. Hey, watch where you are aiming. Do not hit our own guys." Seeing the turtle glowing, To Bach turned to the lazy white tiger and gave it a nudge. "Little white, wake up. No more slacking. If you do not start working, I'm giving all your monster cores to the turtle. Just mention some food." The white tiger snapped awake, let out a massive roar, and rained gold lightning onto the field. The raw power of both beasts was so insane that the soldiers below could not help but stare. Boom! A massive blast sent monsters flying. Where in the world did those two battle pets come from? That power is absolutely unreal. I heard they belong to a student from Zhangzhou Martial Arts University. What some undergrad tamed beasts as terrifying as these? Even with the army being totally shocked, the brutal battle raged on without slowing down. The soldiers kept charging forward, cutting through everything in their path. The fight dragged on until an officer up in the command tower grabbed the radio to order a retreat. All platinum rank warriors are to hunt down the fleeing monsters. Gold ranks stay behind and mop up what is left on the battlefield. Once the guns finally went silent, the principal wiped his brow, laughed, and gave To Bach a heavy pat on the shoulder. "To Bach, you really have a trick for everything." His friend chimed in with a look of pure awe. "Hey, To Bach, how did your pets get so strong so fast it is making my head spin?" To Bach smirked and threw an arm around the principal, sounding real smooth. "Well, it is all thanks to the super generous resources from our beloved principal, of course." The principal's face went stiff as he pointed right at To Bach. "You brat, why not mention how you extorted hundreds of millions of dollars from me?" To Bach just scratched his head shamelessly. "Teacher, with all this progress, do you think the army will hook me up with some extra rewards?" The principal just laughed and shook his head. "Kid, you took down a ton of monsters. You should have earned a massive pile of merit points." He glanced down at the battlefield with a teasing tone in his voice. "But too bad we are all stuck on the wall and did not actually join the fight directly." Back in the command room, an officer held out a report. "General, the battle stats are in. We lost 568 soldiers in total. All 200 magic cannons have entered the cooldown phase and are currently recharging their energy. They will be ready in 5 hours and 40 minutes. We took out over 125,000 beasts." General Huan Sun nodded, looking satisfied. "Only 30 minutes of combat and a major victory. Well done. Send out the word our main forces need to rest and recover their strength immediately. Tomorrow will be an even more brutal fight." "Yes, sir." The officer flipped the page, looking a little bit hesitant. "By the way, General, there's one more thing I need to report to you. The commander of the 35th Division says that student To Bach from Zhangzhou Martial Arts was not technically fighting outside the city walls. However, he used his battle pets to act as mobile cannons and wiped out a massive number of enemies. The commander is asking to grant him standard merit rewards." Hearing that strange report, General Huan Sun stroked his beard with a curious look, using battle pets instead of magic cannons. "That is interesting. Go ahead and grant him the standard merit rewards based on the total number of enemies he took down." Back at the base square where the students were resting, you could hear a lot of angry shouting and complaints. "This is so unfair. We were not allowed to join the fight, so how are we supposed to earn any merit points? Look, if you had half the strength To Bach has, you could have done the exact same thing." Suddenly, a student pointed at the massive electronic leaderboard that just updated. "Look at that. The rankings are up. Individual rankings, rank 1, Zhangzhou Martial Arts, To Bach. Total merit points, 43,500. Everyone else is at 0. The crowd was speechless. Damn it, To Bach is a student just like us. He was not allowed to leave the city walls either. How the hell did he get that many merit points? There is no way. He must be cheating somehow. In the middle of the jealous crowd, a guy with bright red hair pushed forward. It was Cao Tu Hien, gritting his teeth with eyes red from anger. "Ugh, To Bach again. Why do I have to see your stupid face everywhere I go?" Good grief, over 40,000 merit points. That is worth over $400 million. Even a gold rank warrior would struggle to get that much. Seriously, what the hell did he actually do? He clenched his fists, screaming internally that he would eventually surpass To Bach. Just then, a hand suddenly slapped down right on his shoulder. To Bach appeared out of nowhere with a big grin. "Hey, there's that not old man Cao, long time no see. Oh, and by the way, so how are those new blades treating you? Getting the hang of them?" Zishuan spun around startled while Subai just kept yapping. "Look, I only racked up those massive kill points thanks to your old man's deep pockets. Uncle Cao's cash really pulled through." "Ha ha ha," Zishuan nearly choked on his rage, shoving Subai's hand off. But Subai just faked some sympathy, patting his shoulder. "Yo, if you need anything, just holler. We're besties, right? Stop acting like someone stole your lunch." Zishuan glared hard. "Who the hell said we were friends?" Zixuan would never be caught dead hanging out with a loser like you. Forget it. Subai cracked up. Wait, big guy. Don't tell me you're already struggling with those twin blades. He locked his hands behind his back, trying to look all wise. I've been hitting these books on blacksmithing lately. I've learned a few tricks for keeping those godly weapons sharp and ready. Maybe I should give them a tune-up for you. Cheap rates totally fair? Before he could finish, Zixuan just turned and bolted away. Whatever Subai waved at the guy's back, laughing his head off. See you later, old man cow. Next morning, a massive war bell rang out, the sound echoing forever. It was the signal that a bloodbath was finally coming. High on the Great Wall, the reserve troops stood ready. An officer rushed up to a powerful figure bowing low to report. Reporting the Great Wall, reserve units are locked, loaded, and ready for action, sir. Elder Zhao, the big boss from Magic City University, floated in midair, his voice booming across the entire battlements. Yesterday, 100,000 monsters tested our gates. That was just a warm-up. Today, a massive horde is coming, but humanity doesn't just sit around and wait to die. We're fighting back. Today is the day we strike back. I'm giving the order to every one of you right now. Grab your weapons and defend our home. Hearing that epic speech, every soldier below raised their steel toward the clouds. They roared in unison, strike back, protect the home front at all costs. Elder Zhao took the lead, signaling the charge. Under his command, the counteroffensive officially began. Thousands of soldiers flooded through the gates like a tidal wave. In the distance, a pitch-black sea of monsters was rolling right toward them. Battle cries and monster roars smashed together, creating a brutal symphony of pure death and chaos. Watching the carnage from the walls, the students were getting super twitchy. One kid shook the principal's shoulder. Hey, Teach, why aren't we out there hitting them? Are we just stuck on guard duty again? Another guy snapped, For real, sir? We can't just hide like turtles in our shells forever. The principal calmly stroked his beard. Chill out. Orders are absolute in this war. Your time to shine will come. Just then, an officer on the command tower barked into his radio. Psychic Legion, begin the bombardment. Unleash unlimited elemental strikes on those targets. Right on cue, a neon rain of deadly magic poured down on the monster horde. Lightning fireballs and ice blades slammed down in a beautiful display of pure destruction. Boom, boom. Massive explosions ripped through the ground, vaporizing thousands of monsters. The shockwaves were so intense they literally shook the sky. Subai and the other students just stood there with their jaws on the floor. Whoa, this is getting way too intense. Subai whispered to himself, so this is why they call this battlefield a literal living hell. Nothing could survive a beatdown like that. But suddenly a panicked voice crackled over the radio, cutting through the sound of the magic barrage. Heads up, the enemy Earth Bears are charging. A massive pack of armored beasts with giant razor-sharp horns is sprinting straight for our defenses like absolute lunatics. Heavy Armor Division move. A squad carrying massive spiked shields stepped up, forming a solid wall of steel in an instant. Hold the line. We have to stop these bears before they break through. Heavy Armor, don't you dare budge. Boom. The monsters slammed into the shields with a bone-rattling crunch that echoed everywhere. Sparks flew as soldiers were knocked back, but that steel wall didn't move an inch. Total tanks. The grizzly commander roared, veins popping in his neck as he screamed. Heavy Armor. Stop these animals in their tracks right now. Far away on a monster watchtower, the enemy leaders were watching the whole battle unfold with cold eyes. An armored red bear sneered. Puny humans. There's no way they can stop my elite Earth Bear tribe. A snake-tailed demoness standing nearby hissed an order. Crush their defenses. Back on the wall. Subai pointed, totally shocked. Wait, what? Why do those monster leaders look so human? The principal explained. High-level platinum fighters from the monster tribes can actually shift into human form. Once they hit the diamond rank, they look exactly like us. You wouldn't even know the difference. Unless they slip up, it's basically impossible to tell they're not actually human. Pretty scary, right? Subai was floored. He never knew the monsters had powers like that. As the battle turned into a total meat grinder, a student nearby got impatient. Teach, when are we getting a mission? We're just standing here. The principal calmly replied, Things are definitely heating up down there. Your orders should be here any second now. Right then, an officer came sprinting over with a stack of papers. Listen up, reserves. The final mission is here. Back up the main force, save the wounded, and scrub the battlefield clean. Every student from the martial arts academies is getting split into small squads to tackle this job together. The roster is dropping right now. The officer flips the page and barks out Team 1, To Bach, Ho Thenthu, and Han Qian. Captain To Bach, you have 0 mandatory orders. You can help clean up the mess here, or head to the Misty Mountains and join the main force. Captain's call, do whatever. The officer keeps going, Team 2, Vuong Duong, Chao Tu Hien, and Quan Tan. Captain Vuong Duong, your job, hit the Misty Mountains and help the military scout out the terrain. Team 3, Squad 52, Bak Nin Bang, Vuong Tan Tan Lak Vin Hao. Captain Bak Nin Bang, your mission. Support the reserve troops stationed at the wall and help them clear out the battlefield. Once the list is finished, the officer snaps his folder shut and roars at the top of his lungs. All squads assemble immediately and get moving on your orders. The students just stare at each other, confused, whispering, and buzzing with chatter. Kautuhian crosses his arms, looking annoyed. What the hell is this? Why aren't we grouped up with people from our own schools? Exactly, they basically split everyone up. And what is the deal with Team 1 anyway? To Bach, Han Chien, and Ho Tan. Two together, on the same team. Is there some kind of mistake? While everyone is losing their minds, Han Chien walks right up to To Bach. He smirks, eyes burning with a competitive fire. To Bach, it has been a minute. When are we going to have a real rematch? To Bach waves him off. Look, Han, save the fighting for later. What is the plan for our mission? Ho Tan Tu steps up, adjusting his glasses. They put the three of us together, but the orders are super vague. Something feels really off. Han Chien shrugs at To Bach. Dude, you are the captain. If you do not even know what is going on, how am I supposed to have a clue? To Bach lets out a long, heavy sigh. Then suddenly his eyes light up with a spark, like he finally figured something out. He looks at his two new teammates, his expression turning dead serious. The military order said the captain gets to call all the shots. I think I finally get it now. Ho Tan Tu looks curious. What do you get? To Bach replies. Just follow me for now. To Bach leads them to the principal and says confidently, Sir, we are heading out to finish the mission. The principal pats his favorite student on the shoulder, giving him a warning. Kid, just be careful out there. When things get heavy, your life is the only thing that matters. To Bach smiles and nods. I got it, sir. Then he turns and waves with total confidence. Han Ho, follow me. Without a single word of warning, the three of them bolt from the wall like streaks of lightning. To Bach leads the charge and shouts over his shoulder, Han Ho, keep up! If you fall behind, do not expect me to wait for you. Ho Tan Tu keeps pace and asks, To Bach, what is our mission exactly? Instead of an answer, To Bach just floors it, lunging forward like a predator on the hunt. Han Chien laughs. Man, looks like he's been cooped up for way too long and just needs to blow off some steam. But on To Bach's bag, To Bach is sniffing the air and growling with pure joy. Ooh, the smell of beast cores. Stepping past the wall, the first thing they see is a massive battlefield covered in corpses. Dead soldiers and monsters are piled high on top of each other with blood flowing like a river. To Bach stops and sighs. The ground is just covered in bodies. This is brutal. Meanwhile, back at the base, Vuong Duong and Kautuhian watch from a distance. They look surprised. Is To Bach really not waiting for the other academy teams before heading out to scout? He is just charging straight into the Misty Mountains. Yeah, the guy is in a serious rush. Vuong Duong crosses his arms and barks at his squad. Gear up, Team 2. We are heading in too. Kautuhian nods. Copy that. Once they are all geared up, Vuong Duong leads his squad straight into the Bone Mist Forest. Let us move. Our mission is to help scout out the terrain. The Misty Mountains are still pretty sketchy, but as long as we steer clear of the major danger zones, we should be totally fine. They start running. Vuong Duong urges them on. Come on, guys, pick up the pace. The sooner we get in, the more points we rack up. Back with To Bach's squad, the three of them are pushing through the thick fog. To Bach looks around. This fog is not going anywhere anytime soon, and visibility is trash. Ho Tan Tu replies, Yeah, let us make sure we do not wander too far apart. They keep moving as Ho Tan Tu warns them. Visibility is garbage here, and this terrain is a total nightmare. If the main army comes through here, they will get ambushed in a second. To Bach nods. Exactly. This kind of environment is much better for small squads like ours. Suddenly, Han Chien stops up ahead and signals them to freeze. He leans down. You come check this out. The three of them crowd around a glowing red mushroom. Ho Tan Tu explains that is a blood peak mushroom, a level 1 spirit herb used for blood qi medicine. Judging by the size, it has got to be over 10 years old. One of these goes for over $100,000 at the shop. To Bach's eyes light up. That much? Well, what are we waiting for? Only an idiot would leave this here. To Bach jumps into action and tells the others, If you guys are in a rush, go ahead. I'm grabbing these mushrooms. Ho Tan Tu looked lost. Subai, man, we actually have a mission, remember? Ignoring the nag, Subai summoned his two battle pets. Xiaobai, Xiaobai, help me scout. He quickly tracked down another cluster of wild mushrooms. Grinning, knew it more loot. This place is packed with rare treasures, and I'm not leaving without a full bag. Mid-harvest, he whipped around toward his two pets. Xiaobai, Xiaobai, what the heck are you guys munching on? Not worried about food poisoning. Seriously. Suddenly, Han John stiffened his eyes, turning cold and sharp. Heads up. Energy spikes ahead. Vicious beasts are headed straight for us. Through the heavy mist, dark silhouettes began to emerge, eyes glowing blood red. It was a massive two-headed lizard at gold rank, plus 3 silver rank ghost wolves. Ho Tan Tu was bracing for impact, but Subai just flashed a cocky smirk. Oh, just a single low-level gold rank beast? I can handle this solo? You guys just keep on scouting ahead. Han Jan and Ho Tan Tu shut that down immediately. Han Jan leaped forward, swinging his massive halberd. Subai, no way, you are hogging all the credit this time. Ho Tan Tu snapped his fan open. Damn right. Captain or not, you're not snatching all the rewards for yourself. We're doing this as a team. Subai looked shocked. Wait, you two are actually on the same side for once. The trio immediately charged into the heat of battle. The giant lizard roared, swinging its massive tail. After a heavy exchange of blows, Han-Jan looked like he was starting to tire. Subai launched into the air, delivering a devastating kick to the lizard's head. Old Han, take a break. Give me 5 minutes and I will end this thing. Han-Jan stood there stunned. Wait, Subai. It has only been a few days. Are you seriously about to break through to middle-tier silver rank already? Hoten-Tu refused to be outdone, snapping his fan open to summon a freezing ice whirlwind. Subai, shut up and fight. Let us see who actually has the skills to kill these beasts first. Han-Jan shouted back in agreement. While the three of them were busy showing off their skills, an excited voice suddenly rang out from somewhere behind them. You do not kill every single one of them. Leave a few for me and Subai to handle. Except you are getting left way behind by those two. Han-Jan let out a booming laugh. Ha ha ha! Subai, looks like your speed is lagging a bit behind today. At the exact same time, over in a completely different area, Wang Yang's squad was currently on the move. Cao Zixuan suddenly stopped in his tracks, listening to the commotion ahead. There is a battle. These energy signatures, we have got warriors ability users and a gold rank beast. Wang Yang spoke up. Looks like our guys are in a tight spot. Let us go provide some backup. But once they arrived, the sight before them left the entire squad totally speechless. The massive carcasses of the giant lizard and the 3 wolves were strewn across the dirt blood literally everywhere, Wang Yang muttered under his breath. Isn't this a little too brutal, even for us? Subai was perched on the lizard's corpse, casually dusting off his hands. Han-Jan and Ho-Than-Thu just stood there. Ho-Than-Thu remarked, You are a total demon man. You strictly targeted the beast's weakest points and just kept hammering them. Han-Jan chimed in, Subai, I really gotta admit, you are one ruthless guy. Subai just gave a goofy laugh in response. Heh heh, you guys flatter me way too much. He waved his 2 pets over. Dinner served, you two dig in and eat your fill because we are getting right back to work after this. The 2 pets let out happy roars and tore into the carcasses. Wang Yang's team just watched from a distance, completely unable to believe what they were seeing. Just 5 minutes ago, we were all sensing major energy fluctuations from a massive group of vicious beasts. How the heck did they get wiped out so fast? One guy asked. Well, it makes sense. Those 3 are on a completely different level. Wang Yang stepped forward, giving Han-Jan a big thumbs up. Old Han, you really live up to the title of strongest genius in the Great Wall Guards. Your raw power is absolutely insane. Han-Jan rubbed his temples and replied with a tired sigh. Are you seriously making fun of me right now? Han-Jan pointed toward Subai, who was sitting there grinning like an idiot, and sighed. Honestly, most of these beasts were taken down by Subai and his pets. Ho-Than-Thu and I didn't even get a chance to help out. Wang Yang and Cao Zixuan's eyes nearly popped out as they whipped around to face Subai. Cao Zixuan yelled, What you are saying, he killed every single one of them in just 5 minutes. Seeing Cao Zixuan, Subai gave a super friendly wave. Oh, hey there. Old Cao, did you come all this way just to get some weapon maintenance done? You know, it has been a minute, and I've actually started missing those 2 godly weapons of yours. Cao Zixuan's face turned bright red as he roared. Shut your mouth, Subai. Wang Yang rushed to break it up. All right, quit the bickering. The mission has to come first. Subai, you are the captain of Team 1? So what is the next move? Subai stood up, brushed off the dirt, and stared deep into the misty mountain range. This place is awesome. I am thinking we should head even deeper into the foggy mountains to wipe out more of those vicious beasts. Without even caring about how shocked the other team looked, Subai bragged with a totally righteous look on his face about killing more beasts to ensure a stable rear for our human military forces. Hearing that Han-Jan and Ho-Than-Thu could only glare at him, both of them silently calling out his dark, selfish motives in their heads. Give it a rest, Big Shot. Don't you just want to go out and collect more rare treasures for yourself? Isn't killing those monsters just a way for you to rack up more merit points? Noticing his teammates' stares, Subai scratched his head and laughed. His head. Fine, looks like we are all on the same page here. Wang Yang stepped forward and suggested, How about we all move together from here on out? To Bach crossed his arms with a smirk. Look, I am cool with this, but I gotta warn you guys first. If we find any loot, it is finders keepers. There's no fair sharing out here. So what is it gonna be? Wang Duong nodded. Obviously. With the deal set, To Bach hit the gas, blasting forward like a straight-up arrow. Then I'm taking the lead. Try to keep up if you can. Wang Duong's squad just stood there as 3 shadows flew past them. Ho-Than-Thu screamed, Slow down, To Bach! Han Qian yelled right after him. Do not think you are hogging the loot all for yourself. Old 2. As they vanished into the fog, one of Wang Duong's guys asked, What the heck are they even saying? I do not get any of it. Wang Duong sighed, shaking his head. You will get it soon enough. Stop lagging and move out. When they finally caught up, the trio was just standing in an empty clearing. Wang Duong wondered why they stopped. What was waiting for them up ahead? Moving closer, the whole team froze in pure terror at the sight. Why were there so many gold-level beasts showing up out of nowhere like this? 2 at the early stage, 1 mid-tier, and there's even a high-level gold beast too. A massive white ape with glowing red eyes stepped out from the dark forest. It was flanked by 3 smaller brown apes keeping watch. Suddenly, a raspy voice echoed out from behind a tree. A hooded figure with sharp fangs stepped into view. He sneered, "What a bunch of useless losers." He stood right by the white ape, reeking of mid-level gold power. "How did you let these silver-level weaklings get this deep into our territory anyway?" To Bach, Han-Chin, and Ho-Ten. Thu all looked shocked. Han-Chin gasped, "Wait, a humanoid beast? Is that a platinum-level expert standing there?" To Bach shook his head. "No, they look like they belong to the underworld serpent tribe. One of the 3 royal tribes and the strongest group serving the 9 netherworld snake." Han-Chin gritted his teeth while analyzing them. "Royal blood. They can take human form even at these lower levels. Their power is off the charts for their rank. This is going to be a tough fight." The serpent guy grinned, showing his razor-sharp teeth. "Kill them all. Do not let a single human escape this place alive." Dozens of beasts swarmed out surrounding both of our teams instantly. Vuong Duong panicked and yelled, "Why are there so many monsters here?" Han-Chin realized the danger and screamed at the top of his lungs, "Vuong Duong, you are the fastest. Go get backup." He nodded. "Got it." Then he looked at the others. To Bach, Han-Chin, just hang on. Vuong Duong's body exploded with a bright glowing light. Using an Earth-grade skill, Wind Spirit Fusion, he became a whirlwind. He bolted, but the mid-gold ape was already blocking his path. Vuong Duong got knocked back. He gasped in shock. How is this even possible? He could not believe it. Was that thing really faster than him? He had to go all out now. Meanwhile, the battle on the ground was getting absolutely brutal. Han-Chin roared, "I am going to slaughter every last one of you beasts." Ho-Ten Thu looked worried. Can To Bach really handle that black snake alone? Across the field, the serpent guy taunted him. "Well, why aren't you attacking me yet, kid?" To Bach frowned and summoned his 2 battle pets. This guy was no joke. To Bach, time to go to work." The pets roared, popping their skills. Black Tortoise, shield. Gravity, well, tortoise, rage, and the immortal golden claw. The serpent guy smirked, spreading his arms wide. "You really think you can take me on? Fine. Time for a little warm-up." Dozens of giant snakes hissed as they crawled out from the ground. The battle between the pets and snakes began. To Bach dove in, tearing them apart. Meanwhile, Han-Chin was really struggling against that massive white ape. The power of this high-level gold beast is insane. Vuong Duong managed to lure 3 away already. I am worried he is in serious trouble. Boom! A massive punch sent Han-Chin's halberd flying across the field. He yelled, "Hurry up! Old to old. Old Vuong might be in some serious trouble over there." On the other side, To Bach saw an opening and grabbed the giant white snake by the jaw. "Gotcha!" He snapped the snake's jaw with raw strength and shouted, To Bach, finish this right now." On command, both battle pets unleashed their most devastating attacks at once. The serpent guy flew back, roaring, "You lowly human, how dare you talk to me with such disrespect?" He suddenly felt the massive energy from To Bach. This power was way too strong. Boom, a beam of bright green light shot out, causing a massive, terrifying explosion. As the dust cleared, the snake swarm was totally wiped out. To Bach thought if that was just a normal gold beast, the hit would have finished it for good. Wrong. A massive black king cobra rose from the dust, hissing with absolute rage. The giant snake spoke. "You are strong. I did not think you would force me to reveal my true form." To Bach was shocked. Its head was even bigger than Tuba the snake struck, but To Bach vanished using his golden ghost shadow. "Looks like you actually have a brain aiming for me like that? Too bad you are way too slow to keep up with me." To Bach hops onto Little Ba's back as the turtle lets out a roar and charges straight ahead into the fight. It curls into a spiked ball spinning midair. One massive crash sends the giant snake flying, spitting out dark blood. Seizing the moment, To Bach yells for Little Bach to move and finish it. The 2 beasts team up and absolutely shred that snake. Watching from the sidelines, Ho-Ten Thu is stunned. To Bach's combat, pets are on a whole different level of power. They actually pushed a boss-level snake to its limit. And this fight has been going on for way too long. Wonder if Vuong Duong is still hanging in there. To Bach leaps up, delivering a brutal finishing kick to the snake's head. "Quit messing around, we have got other missions to finish." As the giant cobra lies there dazed, To Bach barks at the white tiger. Little Bach, move. Just as the massive turtle comes crashing down from the sky to deliver the final crushing blow, an emerald beam drops from the heavens, pinning the snake down. It is the Black Tortoise's heavy gravity field in action. The earth quakes as rocks fly everywhere. That snake's body is getting turned into a pancake under the intense pressure. When the dust settles, the snake is just total mush. To Bach brushes his hands off, relieved that it is finally over. Suddenly he freezes, remembering something important. His face goes pale. "Let's move. We have to go save him right now." But before he can even finish his sentence, a roar of pain rings out. Little Ba is caught in the snake's grip, those purple lumps glowing. Suddenly, a massive blast of purple energy erupts nearby. Han Qian and Ho Thanthu can't help but scream in total panic. A massive energy orb detonates right into Bach's face, sending him flying backward through the air. He manages to pop a golden shield, but the shockwave still rattles his brain. Great, the thing had one last trick. As the smoke clears, To Bach stares in horror. That snake's body is actually slithering away at an incredible speed. Wait, what? Is this monster seriously still alive? He is about to bolt, but Han Qian stops him. Forget the snake, it is crippled anyway. Saving old Vuong is the real priority right now. To Bach nods. Fine. I'll let it slide today. To Bach looks at his crew. Han Thanthu, hold the line. I'm going for Vuong. Han Qian swings his massive halberd, creating a cyclone that sends those apes flying back into the trees. Get going, we've got this. Meanwhile, in another part of the woods, Vuong Duong is gasping for air against a stump. He mumbles to himself that he totally underestimated how fast these gold-tier monsters actually are during a fight. Those white apes might be slow, but their raw power is insane. Is this really where it all ends for me? Vuong Duong's gaze turns ice-cold and determined. If I'm going down, I'm taking one of these punks with me. He screams as his spear bursts into bright flames. He charges, but the giant ape just swats his weapon away like a fly. Vuong Duong yells in agony as he gets tossed across the clearing. He stumbles and two more apes jump him from the sides. Punches rain down so fast he can't even block them anymore. Blood sprays from his mouth. One final kick and his arm snaps like a dry twig. His limp body hits a tree with a sickening thud. Sliding down, he coughs up blood and tries to stand in the dust. Man, guess this is the end of the line. The giant ape walks up, pulling the spear out of its own shoulder. Seeing it approach, he gives a cocky wave. Come get some Vuong Duong, smirks. Killing me is the easy part. He looks up, his eyes absolutely burning with pure hatred. One day my people are going to wipe every last one of you out. The ape raises the spear to strike. Vuong Duong closes his eyes. Looks like I won't get that rematch with Han Qian and To Bach after all. Suddenly the sound of clashing metal rings out. The spear is ripped right out of the giant ape's massive hand. Vuong Duong looks up and can't believe it. To Bach is standing there, dual-wielding golden shields to block the killing blow. To Bach grins back at him. Hey Vuong, you still with me? Vuong Duong whispers back. You here to collect my body or what? Then he just collapses. To Bach catches him panicking. Wake up, man. Don't you dare go to sleep on me now. Get them for me, Vuong mutters. Seeing his friend go down like that, To Bach just absolutely loses his mind. He lets out a primal roar, his beasts joining in. You animals are going to pay. I will rip you apart. To Bach grabs the spear. He glares at the ape, which is missing an arm and still acting tough. One arm and still talking trash. To Bach's eyes go blood red. His aura is pure murder. Now just die. Without a second thought, he puts everything into his throw. The spear whistles through the air and finds its mark. Boom. A bone-chilling sound echoes as the spearhead rips through the giant ape with godlike force, pinning its massive carcass to an ancient tree while fresh blood gushes out from the wound. Seeing the enemy nailed to the trunk, the white tiger steps forward with pride, letting out a roar that shakes the entire forest to claim its victory. Ignoring the kill, To Bach rushes over and collapses beside the ice-cold body of Vuong Duong. He shakes his teammate, voice cracking, saying, Old Vuong, I got revenge for you now, wake up. Right as despair sets in. A brilliant chime rings out and a glowing blue system screen pops up right before his eyes, detecting a high-quality target capable of becoming a descendant of the White Tiger bloodline. He is in critical condition. Do you want to use Tiger Essence to save him and turn him into a bloodline heir? To Bach is totally shocked. Realizing this is his only hope, To Bach grabs Vuong Duong and yells, Old Vuong, wake up now, I found a way to save you. He whispers seriously into his dying friend's ear. But the price is your freedom. You will be bound to me forever. Do you accept this? Delirious on the brink of death. Vuong Duong lets out a faint groan of agreement. To Bach spins around and barks an order to his pet To Bach, give me 3 drops of your essence now as the tiger roars. 3 glowing red droplets of pure energy emerge from the tiger's chest, floating slowly toward To Bach's open hand. He catches them carefully and tells his pet to stay on guard. To Bach presses the fiery essence into Vuong Duong's bloody chest and grits his teeth. Old Vuong, hang in there. He activates the system power, triggering a bloodline reconstruction as orange flames erupt and completely cover Vuong Duong's body. The terrifying power of regeneration rips through every cell, making Vuong Duong scream in absolute agony. Ah, stop. It hurts. Make it stop. After a few intense seconds, the flames fade. Vuong Duong opens his eyes, gasping as his fatal wounds vanish. To Bach wipes his forehead and helps him up. You okay? How do you feel? Vuong Duong stares at his healed hands, face still bloody, but his eyes are filled with pure shock. He stammers while looking at To Bach. To Bach, how did you do that? Vuong Duong trembles, saying, this kind of resurrection power is not for mortals. Not even a king-level master could pull this off. Seeing his friend is conscious, To Bach stands up straight and crosses his arms. his gaze turning cold and commanding. Old Vuong, I got your consent before saving you. Understand? From now on, you are bound to me. As for my secrets, you are never allowed to tell a soul. Suddenly, a massive shadow with glowing red eyes appears behind Vuong Duong, like some kind of dark god, radiating the suffocating pressure of a blood oath. You are forbidden from revealing anything about To Bach. Violators will be cursed by the heavens, and their souls will be destroyed. Under that crushing pressure, Vuong Duong gulps and nods solemnly. That voice. Fine, I get it. Sensing the mood is too heavy, To Bach instantly acts like a total gold digger, rubbing his chin while calculating. Old Vuong saving your life took a lot of effort and resources. Your life is worth way more than Cao Tu Hien's dual blades, so this bill is not going to be cheap. Vuong Duong, who just cheated death, looks at him with a face full of confusion. Just as To Bach is about to overcharge his buddy, the ground beneath them shakes violently. Boom, boom, boom. Rocks tumble as the earth cracks. Sensing danger, To Bach jerks Vuong Duong back as the ground splits apart right in front of them. Vuong Duong screams in terror. What the hell is that? Dozens of giant snakes with glowing red eyes crawl out from the cracks. To Bach grits his teeth and swears, "Damn it, where did all these snakes come from? I knew it. I shouldn't have let that black serpent beast get away earlier. Don't even give these snakes a chance." To Bach barks, "To Bach, clean up this mess." The tiger roars and slashes through the pack of snakes with razor-sharp claws. But something weird happens. The snakes torn by his claws don't bleed. They just melt into puddles of disgusting muddy sludge. To Bach frowns confused. Not physical beings, what the hell is actually going on here? It doesn't stop there. More snakes keep rising from the mud in even greater numbers than before. To Bach steps back and clicks his tongue. The more we kill, the more they multiply. This is bad. Just as they get surrounded, two figures drop from the sky. Han Qian swings his halberd, while Ho Than Thu blows them back. To Bach, we made it. Han Qian turns to Old Vuong, asking, "Yo, you all right, man?" Vuong Duong pushes himself up, stuttering, I am okay." To Bach groans, "What took you guys so long?" Ho Than Thu adjusts his glasses, scanning the battlefield with a sharp gaze. To Bach, "These snakes just keep coming. Someone is definitely pulling the strings from the shadows. We have to track down the puppet master right now." To Bach nods, then turns to grab a weapon. "Yo, Old Vuong, let me borrow that spear for a second." He grabs the weapon, eyes glowing with raw energy as he scans the dark forest. To Bach locks onto a massive shadow hiding behind a giant ancient tree. He points straight at it. Suddenly, two phantom snakes lunged forward to shield their master. Boom! A blinding beam of green energy from To Bach's beast tears through the swarm, slamming directly into that massive tree trunk. An arrogant voice echoes from the darkness, "Nothing but a bunch of pathetic insects. You actually think you can challenge someone from the Nine Nether clan?" A figure steps out. It is that same punk who turned into the black snake earlier. Ho Than Thu narrows his eyes warily, taking a step back. They just forced him into his true form? Yet here he is, back in human skin already. How in the world did he recover that fast? This guy is unreal. Clearly, this guy is a total beast. Just when everyone thought the fight was over, a chilling, cold laugh echoed out from the thick mist. The black snake warrior reappears without a scratch, a savage grin on his face, dragging a mangled body behind him. He sneers, "That was just a clone. You really thought taking me down would be that easy? You guys are delusional." Looking closer at what he's holding, Vuong Duong's pupils shrink in horror. It is Tang Loi Kiu. "You absolute monster, I am going to end you." Seeing his teammate lose at Han Qian, who is currently choking out a small snake, shouts a warning. Since when did he get this strong? Everyone watch out. But Vuong Duong is blinded by rage, his eyes bloodshot as he screams at the top of his lungs. To Bach, kill him, take him out for me. I do not care what it costs. Han Qian and Ho Than Thu do not flinch, splitting up to launch their multi-pronged attack. Ho Than Thu snaps his fan open, creating a gust. "Han Ho, take out the trash. I will handle this slippery snake myself." Han Qian charges, blocking the lesser demons. The black snake warrior smirks as his body explodes with a blinding green aura. He looks like a dark god, lightning crackling violently all around him. "You pathetic insects sure talk a big game, do not you?" Not letting the enemy feel smug. To Bach flexes his muscles, erupting in golden flames. He points right at the guy's face. "Watch closely as I skin you alive and turn you into snake soup." He lets out a roar, activating a massive chain of power buffs for absolute defense and crushing attack power. Earth Spirit Fusion, Earthen Wall. Golden Fury. With overwhelming power, To Bach transforms into a golden comet, screaming through the air as he slams right into the black snake warrior. The golden and green energies collide, sparking a massive explosion in midair. Boom! A gale of raw energy erupts, obliterating everything at ground zero. But as the dust settles, the black snake guy is still standing there, casually dusting off his sleeves. "Haha, just as I thought, you actually have a little bit of talent." He smirks, his bloodlust flaring. Come out, little bug! Suddenly a whistle cuts the air as To Bach's energy, wrapped fist comes crashing down from above. Your granddaddy is right here. To Bach's punch connects, sending the villain face first into the dirt and shattering the ground into pieces. He stumbles out of the wreckage, his clothes completely torn to shreds. To Bach gasps for air, gritting his teeth. This dude is way stronger than before. Realizing he cannot win in a fistfight, he steps back and yells to his two beasts. Little Bach. 7-star 3, kill formation. Do it right now. A massive hexagonal array glows within a phantom galaxy, linking the power of all three together. To Bach's eyes turn as cold and sharp as a blade. Channeling everything he shouts, the 7-star formation is my ultimate move. By tapping into our shared origin, I can fuse the power of my beasts and myself into one. His hands erupt with a blinding radiant light. He points at the enemy. Die. 2 massive energy lasers roar across the battlefield toward the Black Snake warrior. But he just casually spins, waving his hand to create a ribbon of green energy that swats both lasers away like they were nothing. He gives a faint mocking smile. I gotta admit, that was pretty creative. Too bad your actual power level is still trash. Suddenly he transforms into a monstrous, 3-headed python. To Bach's follow-up attack detonates harmlessly against the creature's massive defensive shield. Right then, dozens of snakes burst from the ground, racing toward To Bach. A teammate screams, To Bach, watch out! There are even more of them! They're coming straight for you right now. The 3-headed serpent lets out a savage roar, its blood-red eyes glowing with pure malice as it prepares an Earth-grade combat skill. Dozens of vibrant energy snakes surge from the Earth jaws wide open, lunging at To Bach. This is the green snake destruction. Every single attack converges on To Bach's position, triggering a massive energy explosion that threatens to level everything in sight. Everything is getting trashed. Outside the chaos, Cao stands there shaking his face, white as a ghost, barely able to speak. This power is insane. No way. Someone like Subai can't just lose like this. Total panic. He screams his lungs out toward the blast zone. Subai, dead or alive, give me a sign. But inside that energy storm, Subai is gritting his teeth. He's glowing, his whole body shaking under the pressure. His pets, Little White and Little Ba, are bleeding out too. They're roaring in pain, but they aren't backing down. Right on the edge of death. Subai's eyes suddenly flash with a blinding golden light. He's finally realized something. Refusing to give up, he looks at the sky and screams a war cry as his aura explodes with fury. He is breaking through. A massive pillar of fire shoots into the sky, tearing the night wide open. High above the Jew, Yugai stares down, totally shocked. How dare you power up right in front of me? Feeling insulted, he waves his hands, sending thousands of green snakes forward like a tsunami. You are begging for death. The giant 3-headed snake opens its mouth, sucking in energy to form a blinding ball of light. Power is surging. A beam of green destruction fires from the snake's mouth, aiming a killing blow right where Subai is standing. The beam slams into the ground, causing a massive earthquake. The shockwave flattens everything. Under that heavy pressure, Hanjan stabs his weapon into the dirt. Sweating like crazy, he grits his teeth and says, "Damn, this attack is way too strong." Subao is in trouble. We gotta save him. Next to him, Ho is cowering just to stay alive. She answers hopelessly, "I can't move. I can't even fight back." Just when hope seems dead, Vuong Yang shields his eyes, looks into the center of the blast and shouts in surprise. "Look, what on earth is that?" Ho squints to see whispering in shock. Is that even the 3-headed snake in the air is stopping? Sensing something is wrong, it hisses. What is this crazy flow of energy? From the ruins, 3 beams of light orange, yellow, and blue pierce the night, destroying the darkness. The Juyu guy screams what is down there. A new power has awakened, using the white tiger as a blade. Then the shadows of the white tiger and Black Tortoise appear, merging together to protect their master like legendary armor. Stepping out of the light, Subai's eyes have turned a cold golden color. A deadly aura is surrounding him. He growls out a single word, but it carries the power of a death sentence. Kill. Wrapped in his sacred beast armor. Subai stands tall in the air, his voice booming across the field. I am here now and I am showing no mercy. Seeing this insane moment, Vuong Yang and Hanjan shout in shock. Heaven and earth unite, the soul is immortal, and the sacred weapons gather. It is the sacred beast gear. The essence is gathering. Ho's eyes are glowing, her voice shaking. Is this the legendary sacred beast armor? Vuong Yang clenches his fist. Yeah, this is what Lord Lok Pham used to fight across 1,000 miles. Facing countless enemies, he single-handedly crushed 2 king-level powers. The sacred beast gear. Even the dying snake hisses in fear. How can the world's energy be this strong? Is this the legendary ultimate skill from 100 years ago? How is that even possible? Right then, a system notification pops up. Congrats, you have awakened the sacred beast gear. Subai, age 18. Class mid-tier. Silver rank monster tamer. Currently buffed with stats rising. Constitution 5,942, base 430. 400. Bonus from Earth Tortoise, 3435. White Tiger, 2077. Agility, 5906, base 420. From Tortoise 1800. Tiger 3686. Spirit 4000, base 800. From Tortoise and Tiger 1600 each. This talent awakened early. 80% bloodline power boost, tripling all of your abilities. But it drains your life and spirit super fast. You have only 3 minutes left before hitting total exhaustion. To Bach looks the enemy right in the eye, his voice ice cold. You ready to die yet? The snake roars in despair, yelling, "No way!" It spits out a beam of green energy, but To Bach stops it easily. To Bach swings his sword with world-shaking power, cutting right through the enemy's defense. The snake screams in terror, "How is this possible?" Before it vanishes, the three-headed beast yells one last hateful curse. "No great king of the underworld, please avenge your servant." That glowing sword strike tears through the land, leaving a massive canyon stretching all the way to the horizon. Meanwhile, far away at the Great Wall Fortress, this stoic dude stands on the fortress wall staring into the distance and muttering to himself. That kid is growing up way too fast. He grumbles, looking totally annoyed. I mean, he is the 9 underworld king. Why is he even messing with some brat? The man swings his flaming longsword, roaring in a total rage. "Did you seriously think I was dead?" A golden slash rips through the air, streaking toward the distant horizon. High up in the clouds, that golden slash collides with a surge of wicked purple energy. A massive shadow appears, his voice sounding completely mocking. "Nijing, stop acting so tough. Your time is running out, old man. Once you are gone, humanity loses its king-level guardian and will definitely be wiped out." Nijing just laughs. "I have been waiting for that day to come." Ha ha ha. Back on the battlefield. To Bach's power starts fading away. He slams into the ground. Everyone rushes over, worriedly asking Han, "Old Su, you okay?" "To Bach, you really just blew our minds all over again." Hu Qing-shu claps his hands, laughing out loud. "That was a beautiful win. We took down an Earth Serpent, a high-level Gold Demon, a mid-level 2 starters, and over 80 silver ones. I seriously cannot believe we actually pulled this off." Wang Yang puffs out his chest with a huge grin. "Haha, right, so epic. I'm going to brag about this for the next entire year." Han Jan sighs his face, turning dead serious. Honestly, though, that fight was super dangerous. If To Bach had not used his Sacred Beast armor, we would have been totally wiped out. Just feels bad for Zheng Lei Xiao. To Bach struggles to his feet and warns them the smell of blood will draw other beasts. "We cannot hang around here long." Right then, a cold voice booms from above. "Not a single one of you is allowed to leave." A dark shadow dives like a falling star, blasting them with a surge of emerald jade energy. Everyone panics, watch out. This guy is at least Lord level. The energy shifts into a giant snake head, roaring for them to die. To Bach grits his teeth, raising his hands to block in total desperation. At that exact moment, he blinks, and a man in a white lab coat appears out of nowhere, easily neutralizing the entire attack. The whole team breathes a sigh of relief. Thank goodness Lord Hu Huanshan saved us just in time. This savior is none other than the Lord-level warrior Hu Huanshan. He looks at the enemy and says, "Long Niao, you are a Lord-level powerhouse." Bullying a bunch of kids is pretty pathetic, don't you think? The enemy, Lord Long Ingao, hovers in the air with a smirk. "Hu Huanshan, your presence changes nothing. Today, I'm definitely taking the kid who awakened the Sacred Beast armor." He glares at To Bach, his voice low and threatening. "My clan will never allow a second Luo Fan to ever exist." Hu Huanshan steps in front of the team, snapping back firmly. "In your dreams, buddy." Suddenly, Long Yao forms an energy sword in his hand, his killing intent exploding. "Then let's see how well you can actually protect him." Long Yao wastes no time. He lets out a roar, unleashing his ultimate move, the Thousand Snake Domain. Instantly, thousands of massive energy snakes burst from the ground, twisting and lunging forward. The team screams in pure terror. Crap. Why are there so many snakes? These things are at least low-tier gold, and some are even platinum level. Here's a quick break for the author to complain while the scene shifts to a peaceful city. A special message from the creator pops up. The May 5th Labor Day holiday is almost here. I hope everyone has a super relaxing break. Enjoy the flowers and have a great vacation, you guys. In the middle of it all, a pretty red-headed girl waves goodbye to To Bach. "I'm heading home. I'm going to miss you so much." To Bach just stares blankly and says, yeah. Right after a group of extras in the same uniform start making plans. "Let's go party. We can't help you with that, man. You got to finish your work." To Bach is just left standing there totally stunned. "Wait, what?" His face goes dark as he screams internally. "Why does everyone else get to play while I'm stuck here drawing? This is so unfair. I want a vacation too." Back in reality, Long Ingao sees Hu Huanshan ignoring him and yells, "Where do you think you're looking?" A second later, he gets pissed and pivots his energy sword toward Hu Huanshan. "Eat this!" he yells, swinging the blade down with every single bit of his power. Hu Huanshan stays calm against that massive energy pillar, even as the remnants of the Thousand Snake Domain keep crashing in on them. Su Bei yells to his squad, "The snakes are coming for us! Get ready to fight, guys!" Right as the sword falls, Hu Huanshan cracks his knuckles and flashes a cocky grin. Guess it is finally time to loosen up a bit. He spreads his arms and a brilliant golden aura explodes from behind him. It becomes a massive glowing parasol tree under a phantom moon, smashing Long Engao's attack to pieces. Moonlight parasol, the team is completely floored by the view. Completely. Su Bai gasps in awe. Incredible, that is Lord Hu's signature moonlight parasol move. Long, now's eyes go wide with shock. Sensing a power that totally defies common sense, he starts shaking. You actually mastered the power of a law. He felt his life force getting sucked away by those glowing golden leaves. Panic set in as he realized this strange power was eating him alive. There was no way to block it. He knew he was totally outmatched. Long Ngao slashed a hole in space and roared before retreating. Ho Huan-sun, you win this round. I am no match for you today. You might be able to protect this kid for now, but you cannot protect him forever. He pointed at To Bach with pure hatred. The Myriad Races will definitely kill him. Once he steps outside the Great Wall, my people will send elite warriors to hunt him down. Ho Huan-sun simply waved his hand. The glowing sycamore tree blasted a wave of green energy, wiping away the remaining snake domain. He barked a cold order. Get out. Now the whole team stood there in shock. Henshin whispered to himself, that is insane. Is this what a battle between top-tier elites looks like? To Bach stared, his eyes burning with intensity. Every single move felt like it held the power of the heavens. It was limitless. When would he ever get power like that? Ho Huan-sun turned around, his voice gentle but still commanding respect. Remember this. No matter how strong a person becomes, there will always be opponents they cannot beat. The only person you truly need to surpass is yourself. To Bach bowed respectfully and said he would remember. All right, kids, Ho Huan-sun said. It is time for us to head back home. He summoned a massive teleportation circle right under their feet. A golden light flashed, and suddenly the whole group was standing in a modern city. To Bach and the team were dazed. Man, that was fast. Using your own energy to trigger a teleportation array, that is high-level stuff. I wish I had power like that one day. Suddenly, a man wearing a fur cloak with a royal vibe appeared right in front of them. He looked at To Bach and nodded. Great job, To Bach. Congrats on mastering the sacred beast armor. To Bach just stared back at him, totally confused. Wait, who are you? The man did not answer. He just looked at Ho Huan-sun and told him to bring the kid to the meeting. Then he vanished. Understood, Ho Huan-sun replied. To Bach looked around, looking completely lost. Wait, did he just disappear again? He asked curiously. Senior Huan-sun, who was that guy? Ho Huan-sun just smiled at him. You really did not recognize him. He explained with massive pride. That is a hero of our people, a literal king, Lord Neep Kin. To Bach just stood there, jaw dropped. What? That was actually Lord Neepkin. Ho Huan-sun nodded. Let us go. We can talk while we walk. While walking, Ho Huan-sun explained that Lord Neepkin and Lord Lok Fam were from the same era. Back then, spiritual energy was just returning and martial arts were waking up. When he was 20, Lord Neepkin watched our people get crushed on the battlefield by the Myriad Races. He boldly suggested using martial arts to protect the nation, but back then, everyone just laughed at him. To Bach was confused. But why? Well, at that time, everyone believed that only high technology could save the human race. Using martial arts against the Myriad Races was seen as a total delusion. Only Lord Lok Fam took him seriously, and the two of them became best friends. They made a sacred vow to spend their entire lives fighting for the rise of martial arts and the survival of humanity. To Bach could not help but be impressed. That is truly legendary stuff. As they stepped into a massive room, a woman's voice rang out, catching everyone's attention immediately. Look, everyone, it is Lord Lok Fam's student, To Bach. You actually awakened the sacred beast armor. Someone else chimed in. If Lord Lok Fam hadn't fallen years ago, our people wouldn't have been fighting the Myriad Races for this long. The woman finished by saying exactly. With To Bach around, our people finally have a real spark of hope in this war. Hearing everyone talking, a woman turned to her colleague and smiled. It does not matter if our generation has to suffer a bit. But if To Bach reaches his full potential, the next generation will definitely benefit. She glanced at him. You feeling the pressure yet? Ho Huan-sun walked beside him and placed a hand on his shoulder to keep him calm. You are not at the stage where you need to carry the whole nation yet. For now, just focus on getting stronger. To Bach nodded. I get it. Senior Huan-sun. The heavy meeting room doors swung open. Ho Huan-sun led him inside and announced, I have brought To Bach with me. To Bach looked around at all the high-level players in the room. He swallowed hard and whispered to himself, man, there are some serious heavy hitters in here. I'm actually getting kind of nervous. Then he spotted a familiar face. Wait, what? Is that not Yen Yin's father? Lum Tren Nam. To Bach was totally confused. Why in the world is he here? Note, Lum Tren Nam is the absolute strongest warrior in the Diamond Realm. An official stood up. All right, since everyone is finally here, let us get straight to business. Neepkin spoke up, his voice echoing with authority. The fact that To Bach awakened the sacred beast armor has terrified the Myriad Races. They even sent Lord-level assassins to kill him. I need your input on this. A classy man with silver hair spoke up. After 100 years, the legendary sacred beast armor of Lord Loch Fom has finally returned to the world. As long as Subai survives the grind, he is definitely going to carry the human race to peak glory. We got to protect this kid at all costs. The room explodes with cheers as another official hypes up the plan. I say we send the best mentors to help him break through his bottlenecks and provide all the resources to power him up to Lord or even King rank. Right now, Subai is worth more than all of us combined. Another guy nods, saying we got to shield him so the Myriad tribes do not get a single shot at an assassination. Subai is loving the praise, grinning like a little kid who just scored a mountain of candy. Everyone is so nice. Nijing asks if anyone has other ideas. Then Lin Jen, the quiet one, drops a bomb in a deep voice. In my opinion, Subai needs to keep grinding on the Myriad tribe's battlefield. A true powerhouse is built by constantly pushing their own limits through endless life or death battles on the front lines. He glares at the group with sharp eyes, saying that is how you forge a spirit that is absolutely invincible. Plus, elites are not made in a bubble. Suddenly, an official snaps back, pointing a finger and saying that's easy for you to say. Right now, the Myriad tribes are obsessed with that sacred beast armament. If Subai keeps fighting out there, and something goes sideways, are you going to take the fall for that disaster? Exactly, he is the only heir to Lord Luo Fan in a century. The only one who awakened the sacred beast gear. Out of nowhere, Hu Huanshan stands up to back him. I am with Lin. Fierce eagles do not hide from storms, and wolves do not fear the night. He continues, his voice thick with emotion. Back in the day, Lord Luofan basically lived on that battlefield and almost died 10 times. If he were watching from the afterlife, he would definitely want Subai to keep fighting. Subai thinks to himself, if I had infinite loot, I would be crazy to go out and fight. I actually like being alive. Hu Huanshan shuts it down fine, it is settled. Nijing slams the table, making the final call. A real warrior belongs on the battlefield. However, we definitely need to take some serious safety precautions. We are sending 3 Lord-level experts, 38 diamond warriors, and 1 million troops to the misty mountain front. Subai finally breathes a sigh of relief, his eyes lighting up. Wow. With that many bodyguards, I can finally kick back and relax. But Nijing immediately kills the vibe with a cold reality check. We are going to use Subai as live bait to lure the enemy elite forces into a total and absolute bloodbath. The whole room shouts together, the human race is definitely going to win this time. Subai freezes, completely speechless, mouth hanging open like a fish. What did I just hear that right? You guys are using me as bait. Meanwhile, over at the Nine Nether Underworld, King Castle, a heavy gloom settles over the palace because that sacred beast gear is back. Plenty of people here still remember the absolute nightmare Luo Fan caused back in the day. The Nine Nether King sits on his throne, his voice echoing cold as ice. We cannot let a second Luo Fan rise among the humans. We have to take Subai out no matter what it costs us. A henchman reports that reinforcements are hitting the Misty Mountain front, including 8 Lord-level experts and 42 Diamond rank fighters. Another general speaks up, saying the elder of the ancient Phoenix clan. The elder of the 9-tailed Fox clan and I will hold back Nia Jing. But the Phoenix elder, a cold and noble woman, snaps that her ancient Phoenix clan is not sending a single person for this mission. The gorgeous 9-tailed Fox elder casually adds that her clan is out too. The Nine Nether King narrows his eyes, his killing intent flaring as he growls, "Are you two planning a mutiny? Our 3 great clans were ordered to the battlefield together, and now that we are facing a major threat, you two want to punk out." Both elders turn around with ice-cold stares. Excuse me, are you actually trying to threaten our clans right now? What major threat are you even talking about? Is invading humans your actual goal? We only came here to explore the Forbidden Zone. Exactly. The Phoenix Elder stands her ground and makes it clear. He said, "It seems your 9 Nether clan just wants to wipe out the human race. We are only here for the endless loot in the Forbidden Zone, so I'm not touching that mess." The Fox clan is not joining this bloodbath either. "We are out," the Fox Elder says as she walks away. The 9 Nether King roars in a total rage at them. He stands up, pointing at their backs. "Fine. Even if you refuse, the 9 Nether clan will handle this solo. Just hope you do not regret it when the time comes." After they cleared out, a servant hit up the Phoenix Elder. The big war is coming and everyone is making moves. Still no word on the Saintess. She just sighed. "Man, that girl is such a rebel. I already ordered my crew to widen the search radius. She demanded they find the Saintess before the war starts, no matter what." The squad yelled back in unison. Once the Human Council meeting ended, Ni King handed Subai a smooth jade pendant. "This is the Sky Vault Jade. Wear it and you are invisible to everyone except me. Even the King of 9 Hells cannot track you." He added, "Subai, with this, you will not be an easy target for the Beast Lords." Subai grinned. Total game changer. "Thanks a ton, Lord Ni King." He grinned and started haggling. Stealth is fine, but I could really use some epic gear and materials to boost my stats. Ni King laughed. Ha ha! Your principal was right. You really are the GOAT when it comes to milking a crisis. How about these? Ni King asked, opening a massive chest. A blinding light poured out, leaving Subai completely speechless. Wow. His eyes lit up. Diamond armor, a 10,000-year ice heart, dragon soul herb, and some lord-class cores. Subai hugged the armor, eyes turning into literal stars. There were so many high-level potions in there too. Is all of this for me? It is all yours, Ni King said, but giving it all now would ruin the grind. I will unlock it for you slowly. Subai pouted. What, you are putting me on a payment plan? He hugged the diamond armor tight, pulling a total puppy dog face. At least let me keep this diamond set. You will feel so bad if I get wrecked out there. But life is not a movie. Ni King just laughed. Ha ha. In your dreams, kid, you are not high level enough. The armor vanished into thin air, leaving him totally stunned. Wow. Did you really have to be that cold? His treasure was gone. Subai stood there, fake crying, mumbling some deep, dramatic philosophical nonsense. I had ultimate power in my hands, but I hesitated for 1 second. Now I'm just crying over my mistakes. Boo-hoo. Leaving the room, Subai jumped. A familiar shadow was leaning against the wall. Wait, is that Yanran's dad? Lin Jiannam turned and walked away. Subai, walk with me. We need to talk. Subai scrambled to follow his brain in a total tailspin. We are just friends, I swear. But he stayed polite. Sure thing, Uncle Lin. As they walked, Lin Jiannam asked Subai, I am the one who kept you here. No hard feelings. Subai scratched his head and laughed it off, acting like a pro. Of course not, Uncle. I know you just want to help me become a real powerhouse. Inside, Lin Jiannam's bluntness made Subai jump. I honestly do not see what Yanran sees in you. You and her. Subai frantically waved his hands. Uncle Lin, Yanran and I are just good friends. We know the boundaries. Lin Jiannam waved it off, looking unbothered, but he was basically giving them the green light. Whatever, I'm staying out of your business. Take this armor as a gift. Be careful. Do not go dying on me. Seeing the shiny gold armor in his hands, Subai's eyes turned into literal stars again. He thanked him 1,000,000 times. Thanks, Uncle Lin. Seriously, thank you. Then he made a very solemn promise. I will train hard and will not let you down. Lin Jiannam just waved him off. Yeah, now beat it. By the second day, the vibe at the base turned dark and heavy. Everyone gathered at the center, where white coffins sat, saying a final goodbye to their fallen brothers. A red-haired guy touched a coffin, voice low. Rest easy. Subai got revenge for you. A friend patted him. When Subai returned, a friend saw him flexing in his brand new gold armor and started roasting him. Where did you scam that flashy gear from? Subai just smirked. Mind your own business. Right then, Ni King appeared on the high stage, his voice booming across the entire square. Warriors of humanity, over 1,000,000 beast troops are marching on our walls. The army's energy exploded instantly. The crowd roared. Even if we are outnumbered, humanity wins. We will win. Win? We must win. In the crowd, a friend analyzed the situation. Ni King is definitely stronger than the King of 9 Hells. To stop him, the beasts will send several lords to team up. So what is the move? The friend shrugged confidently. The plan's simple. Use your head and follow orders. All scout units from the universities move out with the main force. Head into the Mist Mountains for intel. Just like that, all hell breaks loose. Flashing skills and deafening roars fill the air in total chaos. Right at the forest edge, Subai's squad watches from the shadows. The guy with glasses pipes up, saying the Diamond Tier pros from both sides are already throwing down. Heads up, guys. The energy here is a mess. We are definitely not alone out here. Suddenly, one of them shouts. Just as we thought, right in front of us is a pack of turtleback wolves and giant horned spirit deer. Hanjan breathes easy. Just some wolves and deer? Wang Yang scoffs, saying it's no big deal, they are just low-level fodder anyway. The monsters swarm them instantly. One teammate steps up, itching for a fight. Leave these turtle wolves to me, he shouts. Wang Yang sneers. Surrounding us, they really think we are the ones who should be scared. He spins his staff, totally pumped up. My hands are itching to wreck something. These weaklings are history. Subai, just sit back and relax, man. Subai smirks and steps forward. Even if they are just grunts, I am not letting you take all the glory. Little Bai, get out here. Little Bai, this massive white tiger glowing with gold, swings his claws and absolutely shreds the enemy formation. Right behind him, Little Ba, the giant turtle with razor-sharp ice spikes, charges and flattening every single thing in his path. Watching the carnage, Han Zhan and Wang Yang just groan. Old Su, that is cold, man. You really are not leaving any kills for us. For real, Subai, you always have to be the star of the show. Once the two sacred beasts show up, the whole pack of wolves and deer starts shaking. They are frozen stiff. They feel this insane pressure deep in their DNA. It is so heavy they cannot even spark a tiny bit of will to resist. It is a surreal sight. Subai's pets are just standing there growling instead of attacking while the monsters are cowering in pure terror. Subai is totally confused. He frowns and asks his pets, "Yo, why did you guys stop? What is with all the growling anyway?" Suddenly a chime rings in his head. A holographic screen pops up with some wild news. "Congrats, host! You have just awakened the Legion ability. From now on, you can recruit other races to fight for you. The only catch they have to surrender of their own free will. Once they're yours, you control their very lives with your mental power." Then the screen flashes with even more info. The turtleback wolves and giant-horned spirit deer are begging to surrender. Subai's jaw drops. What the heck is this? His face lights up, eyes glowing red with pure excitement. He has got a massive grin. What on earth is happening? This Legion ability can recruit 10,000 different races. Just look at those monsters bowing down to him in that floating screen. Wang Yang is completely lost. "Old Su, what gives? Did you seriously just tame all of them at once?" Subai acts cool. "Seems like it." He puts his hands on his hips, chests out, totally acting like he's the king of the world. Maybe they just cannot resist my natural charm. His buddies stay silent, hiding their faces like they do not even know this guy. Subai steps forward, trying to look like some legendary, powerful leader. He looks at the monsters bowing at his feet. "Since you have surrendered, you follow my lead." He starts handing out orders like a total pro. "Turtleback wolves, you are on rear guard duty, and you giant-horned spirit deer, you guys watch our flanks. Let us move." The squad keeps pushing deeper into the mountains. Wang Yang whispers curiously, "Yo, old Su, what did you even say to lure those turtle wolves in?" Subai walks ahead confidently. "With them watching our rear and flanks, we can finally speed up our scouting." He is right, let us pick it up. Suddenly a golden streak flashes. Little Bob bolts ahead at an insane speed. Subai is caught off guard and screams after his pet. The whole team watches in shock as the glowing turtle zooms away. Subai mumbles, "What are you doing? Did you find some treasure?" While they are still dazed, the ground shakes violently. A massive centipede erupts from the dirt, launching Little Ba into the sky. Everyone screams in terror. Holy cow, that centipede is huge. Wang Yang turns pale as a ghost and yells, "Watch out, everyone, that is a sawtooth centipede." People call it the ghost of the underworld. Suddenly more of them burst through the soil surrounding the entire squad. Subai stays totally calm. "Is that thing really as scary as you are making it sound?" The guy with glasses is sweating bullets. "It can tunnel through the ground and vanish without a trace. Those legs are razor sharp, like power saws. Honestly, nothing can stand against them." Wang Yang adds with a look of pure horror, "Wherever it goes, nothing grows. It is an absolute walking disaster. Once those legs wrap around you, you'll be sliced into a million pieces in the blink of an eye." Subai looks at them with a face full of total disbelief. "Are you guys sure you are not exaggerating just a little bit? Because what I am seeing is a different story." Despite the terrifying description everyone just gave, those giant sawtooth centipedes are actually acting all cute and nuzzling up against Little Ba. The turtle looks like he is totally enjoying it, and literal pink hearts are floating over the monsters' heads. Another chime rings out and a notification screen pops up right in front of a stunned Subai. "The Sawtooth clan swears its loyalty. You gonna take the deal, stuttering boy, for real?" "We are actually doing this right now." Meanwhile, deep in a valley within the Misty Mountains, a scout lizard is currently reporting back to base. Those human ants have entered the mountains. A gorgeous lady lord with a creepy vibe orders the massive apes standing behind her. "I bet they will pass through here tomorrow." Suddenly the ground shakes, and the lady lord screams, "Alert, ete!" Everyone on guard, a swarm of sawtooth centipedes is attacking. One giant ape gets bitten right on the arm and lets out a painful roar. What the hell is this? Everything descends into total chaos as the ape army gets brutally slaughtered by the swarm. The lady lord realizes with horror they are sawtooth centipedes. She screams in a panic, "Why on earth are there sawtooth centipedes here? Quick, send a distress signal to the 9 Underworld King." But it is already too late, her army is being completely wiped out. Backed into a corner, the Lady Lord roars as purple light flashes from her eyes, unleashing her ultimate secret technique. Green Snake Domain. A massive purple magic circle appears beneath her feet and energy explodes. She screams out, "Open up for me." And from the ground, a swarm of giant pythons rises up and lunges straight at the centipedes. But contrary to her expectations, those powerful pythons are getting torn to shreds by the sawtooth swarm with total ease. She screams in vain as the energy backfires. Drenched in sweat, she looks up and growls, "Damn it! The very last python is currently being ripped apart by those monsters." She just screams in total despair. Damn it! Those red armored monsters easily crush the snakes, making the most bone-chilling sounds imaginable. The last python trembles, muttering in pure terror, right before it gets ripped into tiny little pieces. How are my scales pierced so easily? Everything fades into darkness and despair, leaving only the image of the final snake being shredded. Meanwhile, in another location, a scout team from the Myriad tribes is checking out the chaotic scene. One of them gasps out in complete shock. "To wipe out the hidden ground? Black snake like this? What kind of beast are we dealing with?" A green-haired teammate looks skeptical and asks, could it be the sawtooth centipede? The guy next to him immediately yells what? The black-haired guy is still shaken. The sawtooth, also known as the hell ghost, has appeared on this battlefield. A pale female member gasps that is terrifying. The green-haired captain gives a sharp order to report the situation immediately and notify the entire army. Sawtooth centipedes have appeared in the Misty Mountains. If our tribe runs into them, retreat immediately. Do not engage in combat. The whole team replies in unison, yes, sir. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the mountains, Subai and his crew are trekking through the wasteland. Wang Yang grumbles as he walks, hey, old Su. The map says the Misty Mountains are only 300 kilometers long. We have been walking forever, so why are we not at the clear lake yet? Subai, who is leading the way, turns around and snaps. What are you doubting the route I planned out? Wang Yang crosses his arms and says firmly, yeah, looks like we are lost. Subai immediately jumps up in defense. No way, the map must be wrong. But the guy with glasses crushes his hope, saying the map is perfect. It is military grade. Backed into a corner, Subai starts thinking hard with his hand on his chin like a detective. Is it really my fault? I mean, I guess I am a little bit bad with directions. Hearing this, Wang Yang loses it and grabs Subai by the collar. Damn it, if you were that bad with directions, why did you not say something sooner? Subai just stays silent. Wang Yang lets go, feeling totally drained. So now what who is going to lead us to the clear lake? The guy with glasses speaks up shyly. Actually, I am bad with directions too. All three of them look at each other in despair. Subai explodes. Damn it, you two are lost too, and you're blaming me. It is over. How can three lost idiots reach the lake? Suddenly, a glint of hope flashes in Subai's eyes. He says with a serious face, in that case, we have to use our last resort. With that, he grabs Xiaoba and holds him up high, just like that famous scene from the Lion King movie. The little turtle struggles, looking totally confused. Subai starts using logic. They say old horses know the way, so old turtles must be the same. Come on, Xiaoba, eat this treat and then lead us straight to the clear lake right now, after being fed. Xiaoba seems full of energy and starts leading the way. Subai puts his hands on his hips and says, you greedy eater, hurry up and lead. Wang Yang and the guy with glasses follow behind, sighing. Good thing we have Xiaoba, otherwise we would be totally stuck. Yeah, I feel like this is the right way. Xiaoba is way more reliable than you are. Subai yells back from a distance, feeling salty. What, you saying I am worse than a turtle? Meanwhile, Xiaoba turns back with a smug little smile. Xiaoba sniffs the air as he walks along, acting like a total pro. Wang Yang notices that the fog seems to be thinning out, doesn't it? The team steps out of the dense forest, and the view finally opens up. My buddy in the glasses shouts, hell yeah. To Bach cracks up laughing. We actually made it out of those misty mountains. To Bach pats Xiaoba's head all proud and stuff. No way, buddy. You actually know how to navigate. Suddenly, Glasses turns pale. He's got a bad feeling something is seriously off. He stares at the river winding through the canyon and stammers, This is definitely not Clear Lake. Xiaoba, where the heck did you take us? Wang Yang pulls out the map, looking dead serious. The map says we are at the edge of Clear Lake. They all look up, totally lost. Huh. Suddenly, the water explodes. A massive dragon-like sea monster rises up, roaring like crazy. The squad screams, what is that thing? They do not wait around, they just bolt. Wang Yang screams, run for it! To Bach grabs his pet off his shoulder, yelling, Xiaoba, you absolute idiot, where did you lead us? Glasses is freaking out. Did we run off the map into some dead zone? Suddenly, a girl's scream rips through the air. Hey, save me, you three peasants, wait for the Saintus! To Bach snaps. Ignore the noise, just keep running. After running like their lives depended on it, To Bach stops to breathe. Wait, did that thing vanish? He is still shaking, totally rattled. What the hell was that thing that was terrifying? He leans on his knees, gasping for air. Will somebody please tell me where we actually are? The map says the lake outskirts should be a cakewalk. They stare at each other until Glasses says, look, this is definitely not where we are supposed to be. Nothing on the map is even half this dangerous. Wang Yang nods, I knew this map was trash. Either that or Xiaoba totally lost the trail. Suddenly a loud stomp comes from behind them. You three peasants. A red-haired girl with pointy ears stands there, hands on her hips. Her face is bright red as she yells, how dare you leave me behind? You were supposed to protect me. You just ran off to save yourselves. They turn around totally confused. To Bach blinks, wait, where did this kid come from? Wang Yang scratches his head. No idea. I was too busy not dying to notice her. Suddenly the system pings in To Bach's head. Congratulations, host. You have discovered a fire phoenix with the vermilion bird bloodline. This clan is arrogant and hard to tame. Find a way to win her over. To Bach freezes. Wait, what a bird bloodline? A stat screen pops up. Ancient demon phoenix? A saintess with fire and life attributes? Status not yet awakened? High silver rank. She has the bloodline, but you do not meet the requirements to tame her yet. Stats power, 1538 defense, 862. Agility, 1420, and spirit, 2650. Talent 1. Phoenix Fire adds 300% damage. Talent 2. Spirit form adds up to 200% fire damage and defense. Plus 2 talents are still locked: Soul Bond and Nirvana Recovery. That last one uses fire elements to give her an insane healing boost. These only unlock after she is tamed, or if her bloodline becomes even more pure through training. To Bach stares down at the little shorty and scratches his head. Wait, the legendary bird I worked so hard to find is just some snotty-nosed little brat. She immediately blows a fuse, pointing right in his face. Who are you calling a child jerk? Watch it or the Saintess will roast you alive. To Bach starts sweating, complaining to himself. Man, taming my other pets was way easier than this. How am I supposed to handle this little brat? Suddenly, a wicked grin spreads across his face. He rubs his hands together, looking like a total villain. Maybe a good old-fashioned beating will teach her some manners? Seeing his creepy expression, she backs away, stuttering, What do you think you're doing? How dare you stay back, cornered, she snaps. Flames erupt from her body, looking like she's about to torch the whole place. She roars, You dare disrespect a Saintess? I'm going to make you regret ever being born. Wang Yang watches the fire show from the back, breaking into a cold sweat. He takes a step back. Yikes. This kid is definitely not someone you want to mess with. To Bach just smirks, and his feet start glowing with a bright golden light. Humph. Looks like her temper is just as fiery as her magic. Activating his golden ghost step. To Bach turns into a golden blur. In a heartbeat, he's right behind her, snatching her up. Brats will be brats. If you do not listen, you get a timeout. She freezes, eyes wide and totally shocked. She puffs out her cheeks, fuming. How does this lowly peasant actually dare to lay a hand on me? She starts struggling like crazy, and the fire around her body explodes with even more heat. She spun around, screaming, You low-life piece of trash! You're so dead today, this holy maiden is never going to forgive you. But before she could even make a move, Subai didn't hesitate. He just gave her a quick smack on the neck. He forced her head straight into the dirt. Stay down, you brat! Face first in the mud, she let out a pained yelp. What? She kept struggling anyway. Subai flipped her over and started landing a series of spanks on her butt, just like he was teaching a naughty kid. He lectured her with every hit. Got a big temper, huh? I told you not to scream in my face. Still want to breathe fire at me. That holy maiden crap doesn't work on me. And shooting fire all over the woods is dangerous, you know? Don't you have any common sense? Didn't your family teach you better? I'm only going to ask once. You ready to give up yet or what? She kept yelping with every hit. Subai did not stop threatening her. Just say you give up and I will let you off the hook today. Watching this scene of child discipline from a distance, Wang Yang and his four-eyed friend were sweating bullets, awkwardly asking, Is he actually teaching her a lesson as old? Sue really okay treating a little girl like that? His friend adjusted his glasses and cleared his throat. Remember, that is actually a beast from the Myriad tribes. With her butt stinging, the girl burst into tears, sobbing uncontrollably while screaming out in pure frustration. Why, you lowly creature. Just you wait. When I grow up, I'm going to find you and get even. I will spank you 10 times harder. She kept wailing. Seeing she was still talking trash, Subai raised his hand again, looking half annoyed and half surprised by her stubbornness. Still got a mouth on you, huh? You're one stubborn brat. Why won't you just ask for mercy already? Just beg and I will let you go right now? But the little girl just kept screaming through her hiccups. No way, what? Darkness slowly started to settle over the entire forest. But the sound of Subai's punishment kept echoing through the trees. Late that night by the flickering campfire, Wang Yang walked over with 2 skewers of delicious grilled chicken. He asked hesitantly, Hey, old Sue, you want some chicken? You got to recharge your energy if you are going to keep this fight going. Subai sighed, grabbing the girl while she was trying to crawl away, and declared a temporary ceasefire. All right, truce for today. Let us eat first. Despite the tears, the girl was still kicking and making threats. Well, I'm so not done with you yet. Just wait until my clan elder gets here. She is going to totally wreck you. Subai did not care. He just hoisted her up like a little chicken toward the fire, casually saying that he would fight her elder too. Eat first, kid. Still hanging in midair, she flailed her limbs and screamed for the jerk to let her go. Sitting by the fire, Wang Yang handed him a juicy roasted chicken leg. Old Sue here is your share. That killer aroma made the girl freeze her eyes suddenly wide with hunger. Why does this smell so good? Subai explained it was bronze tier fire chicken. The girl tried acting tough. She turned her head away to resist the temptation, muttering that it only smelled so good because it was a special bird. But I'm a holy maiden who has eaten countless delicacies. Why would I care about some cheap bronze tier junk? However, her stomach could not lie to her. Her big eyes were glued to that chicken leg with a look of pure longing. But it really does smell incredible. Hunger finally won, and she lunged forward to point at the meat. What did you sprinkle on this, Subai? Just looked at her confused. Wait a second, no way. Does this kid really think food just naturally smells this good when you hold it over a fire? Seeing her drool, Subai broke a sweat and asked her a nervous question. Do not tell me a holy maiden like you has never actually eaten cooked food? Staring hungrily, the little girl gave a shy nod. Subai gave a sneaky smile and moved the chicken leg closer. You want to try a bite? She gulped hard, staring at the meat. Not missing the chance, Subai immediately started showing off his skills. He sprinkled sparkling seasoning onto the golden roasted leg, teasing that this special spice would make it taste even more legendary. He generously handed the massive roasted chicken leg over to her tiny little hands. Here, take it and try some. It is seriously delicious. Holding that steaming hot meat in her hands, the girl was completely defeated. The smell was so irresistible she just couldn't keep her cool anymore. The arrogant saint opened wide, taking a massive bite into the crispy golden chicken skin, closing her eyes tight to savor every bit of that heavenly flavor. A flavor explosion hit her so hard she felt like she was floating on a massive glowing chicken leg, yelling out in pure happiness. Oh my god, this chicken leg is seriously way too good. Forgetting her reputation, she tore into the meat like a starving beast, cheeks stuffed full, as she loudly declared, "Starting right now, I am eating this every single day. This tastes 100,000 times better than those dry spiritual ingredients the elders are always shoving at us." The bait worked. To Bach flashed a devious, highly satisfied smirk. Time for the closer. Look, just follow me and do as I say, and I will keep those grilled chicken legs coming every single day. Totally blinded by the food, the girl nodded like crazy without even thinking. Fine, fine, I am in. As long as I get chicken, I will do whatever you want. To Bach grinned and replied, "You better keep your word then." His eyes flashed with a devious red light, like a predator who just tricked an innocent kid. The girl huffed, "Chill out, I always keep my promises no matter what." Right then, a system alert chimed in his head and a bright green notification window popped into view. "Congrats, host, you have successfully tamed the ancient phoenix demon. Your rank has now climbed to high-tier silver level." Kicking back by the fire, To Bach let out a smug little laugh to himself. Heh, I cannot believe I just snagged a high-tier vermilion bird with nothing but a single grilled chicken leg. He clapped his hands and called out, Little Bai, come meet our newest member." 2 flashes of light later, a tiny turtle and a white tiger popped out. White tiger. To Bach beamed, introducing them. Little Bai from today on Little Hong is officially one of the family." The second she saw the 2 pets, Little Hong's eyes lit up like stars. She grabbed her cheeks and started cheering with pure excitement. Whoa, a tiny turtle and a little kitten? They are both way too cute. But Little Ba was not having it. He just kept munching on his potato and gave her a grumpy look. "Listen, kid, I am the big brother around here." Little Bai stood tall next to him, nose in the air, letting out a low, tough growl. "I am Big Brother Bai. You better watch your mouth, you bratty little girl." Ignoring their threats, Little Hong lunged forward and started rubbing Little Ba's shell as hard as she could while laughing. "Haha, you guys are just a tiny turtle and a kitty. You two are just so precious." Seeing the turtle getting smothered, To Bach jumped in to stop her. "Little Hong, show some respect. They are your seniors." Across the fire, Wang Yang watched the chaos with his arms crossed before turning to his nerdy friend with a suspicious look. "Hey Han, do you really think To Bach is actually treating that little girl like a pet?" Han Zhen chewed his food and nodded. "Looks that way." Wang Yang kept his eyes narrowed, staring at To Bach. "Why do I feel like this guy has some sketchy motives?" Han Zhen pushed up his glasses and let out a long, exhausted sigh. "I cannot believe To Bach is a total creep who likes little girls." Wang Yang leaned in closer, lowering his voice. "Plus, that guy just leveled up right under our noses without us even noticing. He's definitely hiding some kind of crazy secret." Curiosity got the best of him, so Wang Yang cleared his throat and walked over. "Hey, Tu, did you just hit high silver?" To Bach just sat there by the fire and acted like it was no big deal at all. "Yeah, why? It was pretty easy, wasn't it?" Wang Yang's jaw dropped at that cocky answer as he screamed internally, Easy, my foot. This guy is totally unbelievable." Swallowing his pride, he forced a fake smile. "Seriously, though, do you have some kind of secret training method or something? How did you level up that fast?" To Bach stood up, acting all mysterious with his hand over his face. He thought, "No way I'm telling you about my system hacks." "Keep dreaming, pal." But out loud, he dropped his voice to sound dead serious. "Look, I actually do have a secret method. Since we have been through so much together, I guess I could share it with you." Wang Yang leaned in, totally hooked, but To Bach held up a hand and smirked. "But you know the saying, real secrets are not for everyone." He gave a sly wink. "Especially when we were talking about the secret to reaching that monarch level rank. You feel me?" Wang Yang stared at him, whispering under his breath. Monarch level. It finally clicked for Wang Yang. He smacked his palms, sweating a bit, as he gave a brown-nosing smile. "Oh, I totally get it." Wang Yang pulled a glowing red gem out of his pocket and handed it over to To Bach. "Take this gold-tier beast core as my tuition fee." Han Zhen adjusted his glasses and whispered a warning, telling him to be careful not to get played. To Bach grabbed the gem while acting totally clueless. Taking his chance, To Bach tossed the gold core in the air with a huge grin. "Nice move, brother. I always knew you were real." He stopped joking and it got serious. "Look, what I'm about to tell you came straight from Lord Nai King himself. So you better open your ears and remember this." Wang Yang nodded like crazy, and so the legendary scam began. To Bach held an imaginary cigarette between his fingers, looking like some kind of deep, mysterious philosopher. "In martial arts, do you really think you are just grinding for levels?" No way. What you are actually training is your inner spirit. To Bach puts a hand on Wang Yang's shoulder, dropping wisdom like some legendary master, as long as your heart is set on the path. And you have the unshakable will to get stronger, you will soar faster and farther than anyone else. Wang Yang scratches his head, looking totally lost. I am still not really following you. Without letting his friend think, To Bach points at a massive mountain piercing the moonlight. Look at that giant peak over there. When you only look at the mountain itself, it seems like an impossible and dangerous obstacle in your way. But when you lock your eyes on the summit, the rocky paths and steep climbs do not matter anymore. You just keep pushing forward with unstoppable momentum, heading straight for the top without ever looking back or stopping. Under the dark sky, the three stand silent, staring at the peak. Wang Yang mumbles, looking pretty confused. It sounds like I kind of get it, but also like I do not get it at all. Like you said something super deep. But when I think about it, you basically said absolutely nothing. Han Zhen elbows his friend and sighs. Sounds like he just scammed you out of all your gold monster cores. To Bach jumps back in shock, totally denying everything and claiming he just shared the ultimate secret to reaching the legendary monarch level. Suddenly, a blindingly bright light flashes right behind Wang Yang. He gets hyped, grabbing To Bach by the shoulders and shaking him like crazy. I get it, thanks. Old 2. I'm finally enlightened. To Bach blinks. Wait, what did you actually get? Every morning when I wake up, I'm going to tell myself that no matter the cost, I am definitely hitting monarch level. No stupid bottleneck is ever going to hold me back again. Wang Yang throws his head back and lets out a massive, satisfied laugh. He leaps over giant boulders like some enlightened madman, leaving his two friends standing there completely stunned. Standing tall on a cliff under the full moon, Wang Yang screams with pure passion. Turns out the simplest path is the right one. Cannot believe it took me this long to realize. I will use every second to level myself up. Below him, Han Zhen breaks into a cold sweat and groans. Great. He's officially a lost cause now. Meanwhile, To Bach crosses his arms and smiles. Who knew his ability to grasp things would be this impressive? Ignoring the idiot flexing on the rocks, To Bach gets back to the real business. He walks over to little Hong, who is just chilling out while leaning against the turtle and cat with a bone in her mouth. Little Hong quit playing around and helped the others awaken their second elemental powers immediately. The girl spits out her bone, confused. Huh. Awaken what? I do not know how to do that. To Bach smirks, his eyes turning sharp as he gives her the play-by-play. Use your mental energy to feel the changes happening inside you. You could not do it before, but you are definitely capable of it now. There is a special skill buried in there that unlocks a second elemental power. Even though she is skeptical, she stands up and clenches her tiny little fists. Suddenly, a wild pink energy explodes, wrapping around her whole body. All right, I will give it a shot. The energy gathers into two pink flames right on her hands. Her big eyes go wide with total shock, and she breaks into a massive happy grin. I can actually feel the power now. Hyped up little Hong points her glowing hands at the little turtle. All right, little Ba, you are up first. A blinding pink beam hits the shell, making little Ba eyes bug out from the total shock. A massive surge of energy floods the turtle. It is too much. He stretches his neck and screams in pure agony. It hurts so bad I cannot take it anymore. His body starts swelling up fast, and his dark shell begins glowing with a fierce and fiery aura. The massive body slams into the ground, making To Bach look up in total awe. Big Bro Ba, your true form is insane. Hang in there. The evolution is hitting its peak. Suddenly, a blue light erupts from the back of the massive shell, shining like a bright laser sword that cuts right through the dark night. Someone yells out, "Your tail is freaking glowing." As the light fades away, Little Ba's new look is totally breathtaking. Not only is his body mountain-sized, but that glowing tail has actually evolved into a massive, powerful, and terrifyingly dowdy living serpent. The legendary Black Tortoise form has officially arrived. Both the turtle and snake heads roar together with a massive force that shakes the earth. Right then, a familiar blue system notification pops up right in front of To Bach's eyes. Congratulations. The mysterious spirit turtle has successfully awakened its second elemental talent. Seeing those bright words, To Bach punches the air and laughs. Ha ha! We actually did it. This earth spirit turtle rocks earth and water vibes, but that water power only hits peak at gold rank. He is mid-rank silver with a buffed fourth talent. Stats are 1538, Constitution 22, 62 defense, 400 agility, 400 spirit, and an earth barrier. Earth spirit possession. Gravity pull plus earth water. Core lets him soak up natural elements for insane defense and heavy healing. Looking at those insane defense stats and the hybrid earth water talent, he rubs his chin with a smirk. Ha, not bad. Not bad at all. He laughs with hands on his hips, glancing at Little Hong and Little Ba. Since Water Awakened Little Ba is going to be a total beast with that dual element defense system. The little turtle, now a legit divine beast, stretches his neck out, looking all proud of himself. Eyeing his next target, Subai flashes a dangerous grin and walks toward the white tiger. Little Bai, you are next up, buddy. Seeing his master like that, Little Bai starts sweating bullets, tucks his tail, and backs away super cautiously. Without a word, Little Hong charges up and fires a blinding pink energy beam straight at the tiger while he is trying to dodge. The girl shouts, "Little Bai, if you want to awaken, you just gotta hang in there." Swallowed by massive energy, Little Bai opens his fanged jaws and lets out a roar of pain that rips through the night sky. His body starts changing fast as razor-sharp claws slam into the ground, shattering it with the sheer force of sharp metal power. Right then, a burst of dark bluish-black energy explodes, wrapping itself around the white tiger's entire body. His striped fur glows with a cold, dark light, radiating a lethal aura that transforms him into a literal killing machine in the dead of night. The system screen flashes, "Congrats, host." The metal white tiger has successfully awakened its second elemental talent, a shadow element. To Bach jumps for joy like a kid getting a new toy. Ha ha, Little Bach actually pulled off the shadow awakening. He throws his arms around the massive white tiger as it roars at the sky, his voice overflowing with pride. With white tiger blood plus shadow power, this is a straight-up dance of death, all stealth, and total slaughter. Riding that victory high, To Bach looks at the night sky and lets out a long, wild laugh. Now I finally have 3 divine beasts on my team. Just wait, I'm gonna rip those myriad tribes to pieces. Ha ha ha. The next morning, after a solid night of rest, the whole squad is feeling fresh. Hanjan stretches out while Wang Yang gets all hyped up and asks, "Hey old Su, do you even have a clue where we are right now?" Su Bai scratches his cheek, confused, then looks at Little Hong for help. Little Hong, you know where we are?" The kid points a tiny finger at the distant mountains, her voice sounding young but totally sure. "We are 80 kilometers away from the core area of the Clear Lake Forbidden Zone." Hearing that, everyone immediately gets their heads back in the game. Hanjan adjusts his glasses. "I cannot believe we actually made it to the outskirts of Clear Lake." Wang Yang starts hyping everyone up. "No time to waste, guys. Let's move out toward that direction." While they walk, Su Bai curiously checks in with their tiny little tour guide. "Hey, Little Hong, what exactly was that faint dragon shadow we caught a glimpse of yesterday?" The kid answers seriously, "That is the azure dragon guarding the forbidden zone of Clear Lake." Hearing those sacred words, Su Bai flinches and stops dead in his tracks with his eyes wide open. Azure Dragon Little Hong's face becomes incredibly tense. Yeah, it is totally terrifying. A few Lord-class creatures wandered in there before, and not a single one of them ever made it back out. Wang Yang and Han Zhan feel a chill run down their spines. Did it really swallow them all? Is it actually that powerful? Hanjin wonders if the Azure Dragon is here. Why has the Nine Nether King not come to tame it personally? Turns out the Nine Nether King once gathered elders from the 3 royal tribes, including the Phoenix tribe, to launch a massive coordinated attack. But the earth-shattering power of the Azure Dragon still sent them packing in an absolute total failure. They just could not break him. Back in the present, Wang Yang starts sweating and asks nervously what? Even the Nine Nether King failed. Then is it not super dangerous for us to just go charging in there? But Subai's brain is already working overtime. Getting greedy, he screams internally at the system scan for any Azure Dragon bloodlines in the immediate area right now. I am absolutely taming this dragon today. If I can track it down, will I not finally have the full set of all 4 divine beasts? But life is not a fairy tale, and a bucket of ice-cold water just splashed right in Subai's face. Scan results. Azure Dragon bloodline detected nearby. Purity is super high, power is at semi-monarch level, and it is currently in a berserk state and extremely dangerous. The host's current power is way too weak to tame it. Please level up your strength before you even think about trying again. He cries out in total despair what I cannot tame it. After reading that bright red warning, Subai narrows his eyes in pure stress. He tells himself that if even the system is giving a warning, this Azure Dragon must be insanely dangerous. Looks like we should probably back off for now. Pulling a total 180, Subai turns to his buddies and says, Han Wang, let's just get out of here. He leaned down and asked the little girl, Little Hong, do you know the way out of these misty mountains? Little Hong shook her head. The paths here change with the weather, so I'm honestly clueless. Hanjan pushed up his glasses, breaking a sweat. Man, this is really bad. Since the mountains are west of Clear Lake, if we just keep heading east, we'll definitely find the way home, right? Wang Yang spread his hands. That sounds fine in theory, but the problem is we have no idea which way is actually east. Hanjan suggested following the sun, but Wang Yang shot that down immediately. The sun on this battlefield is the most unreliable thing in existence. Besides, with this thick fog, you can't see a damn thing anyway. Just as they hit a dead end, Little Hong's eyes lit up. Master, I know a small village nearby. Maybe we can go there and ask for directions. Subai rubbed her head, grinning from ear to ear. God, Little Hong, why didn't you say that sooner? Looks like our little phoenix is the only one we can count on. Let's move it. Getting a head pat. Little Hong beamed, soaking up the praise. It's the Spirit Snake Tribe. They're the closest village within 1,000 kilometers of the lake. Subai gave the order enthusiastically. All right, Little Hong, lead the way. We're heading for the Spirit Snake Tribe. Let's move out, guys. On the way. Han Zhan started showing off his massive brain. The Spirit Snake tribe used to have a platinum-level powerhouse, but he took his elite squad to the front lines. Now the village only has the old and the weak. Their strongest guy is probably just some dusty gold-level elder. Creeping along the trail, the group carefully hid behind some thick bushes. Little Hong pointed ahead. "There's the Spirit Snake village." Subai's eyes widened. Whoa, it looks exactly like I imagined. Before them stood a castle carved into a massive stone mountain, riddled with countless caves and holes, looking exactly like a giant, terrifying snake's nest. Hanjan squinted, sizing it up. Even for a small tribe, judging by those caves and the energy, there must be over 10,000 beasts inside. No telling how many guards are on duty. Hearing the word fight, Wang Yang cracked his knuckles, itching for some action. How about we each attack from a different side to draw them out? Once they split up, we'll pick them off one by one. Hanjan stopped him immediately. Too risky. We should just snatch a gold-level guard and force him to show us the way. Su Bei face-palmed, watching his muscle-headed friends bicker. Is violence all you two think about? Seriously? Did you forget little Hong is a literal royal saintess? He flashed his signature mischievous scammy Su grin eyes locking onto the snake nest. Naturally, I've already come up with a perfect plan. Moments later at the main gate, two snake-headed guards panicked and started hissing messages to each other. The ancient demon royalty's envoy is here. Get ready to receive them. From the hill's base, a grand scene unfolded as little Hong marched up confidently. Following right behind the little girl was Su Bai, Hanjan, and Wang Yang. All three wore hooded black cloaks, looking stone-faced and incredibly cool with their killer auras. Feeling that overwhelming royal bloodline, the guards trembled, bowing low and whispering in awe. This is the ancient demon phoenix bloodline aura. It's a true honor to be visited by such noble lords. Look behind her are three masters from the mysterious snake-hidden temple. Even the Spirit Snake's second elder, a giant emerald python covered in spikes, slithered out and bowed his head in total submission. The second elder respectfully welcomes the saintess and the three lords of the mysterious snake temple. 4 noble lords have arrived. Please forgive our lowly welcome. Their acting was on point and they strolled right into the enemy nest without sweating, standing before the trembling second elder. Subai tilted his chin up, sounding cold and arrogant. You're the Spirit Snake's second elder, right? I'm heading to the front lines. Bring me all your spiritual resources and herbs so I can restore my power. Now. Hearing Su pivot the script 180 degrees, Hanjan and Wang Yang broke a sweat, whispering behind their hands. Huh, weren't we just here for directions? Yeah, why the hell is he demanding loot all of a sudden?